Hello, everybody, and welcome to Save or Dice Harbinger. And here to binge your harbs, we have the full cast and crew of Save or Dice with us today for episode 6, entitled Hunted. Well, I'm going to go hunt rounds the cast and crew. We've got Dave Friant from Nerdarchy today as Dr. Braso. We have our dazzling deviant, Cody Lewis, with us today. Of course, we have our magnificent bastard, Jim Davis from WebDM, and in that very beautiful Galacticus hat is our very own Jonathan PRUITT from WebDM. We have, before we dive into today's game, some time to talk about our sponsors, and here, with the enthusiasm of 10,000 rhinos in heat, comes to you David Friant to talk to you about Fantasy Grounds and Dungeon Painter Studio. Dave,
I'm just gonna spend the next 2 hours trying to figure out what exactly that looks like. I'm going to be useless. But on that note, I want to thank our sponsors, because without them, this would not be possible. Dungeon Painter Studios, you're going to see our dazzling deviant hit you with amazing map after amazing map tonight from Dungeon Painter Studios. You can pick that up over on Steam, and there's probably a link somewhere around here. You can go click that. By supporting the sponsors, you help support the show. And of course, our virtual tabletop of choice is Fantasy Grounds. And I think some of us are going to be doing one of their shows soon or something. There's some rumor I heard. So you guys can keep your eyes open for that. But if you're playing games and you're playing them online and you need a virtual tabletop, highly recommend Fantasy Grounds.
Absolutely. And coming to you with all the power of a man who can play an advert during his own live stream is Cody Lewis from Taking 20.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight or later on YouTube. Quick little announcement. If the comments don't stop on YouTube about the rendering, just saying, we'll have to hold the video back until it finishes and then upload it a day or two later. I'm just saying. I'm gonna throw that out there. All right, anyways, guys, so we are back. We're back with our wonderful game here. So last time on Harbinger, you guys traversed through the long-forgotten, locked away, and lost city of Permath. Dark and difficult to traverse, you guys found that in addition to Shirtilra, the legendary beast down here, which for all intents and purposes you believe to still be alive, you found that Permath is not without its own denizens. As with any enormous cavernous habitat, as you would expect, you guys had quite the difficulties traversing through the utter and pitch dark. With the only light to guide you, a small bullseye lantern, a couple of lit up items through light spells, and a soft glowing purple in the lower city of Permath coming far off in the distance. You guys were snatched up by something hanging above you, realizing that there is an entire walkway above you here in the city of Permath, possibly an entire level, or maybe another city, you're not quite sure. Then after that, you face down vicious and hungry hook whores, only to see one get snatched up as well by the cave fishers above. You've made your way into some of the buildings, looking for shelter, looking for cover, looking for a way to move closer to this glowing purple light. And that is when you discovered a large-eyed creature left hanging around what appears to be a abandoned or looted, sacked wizard's laboratory. But something interesting happened. You guys might have discovered a broom with some sort of magical properties. But this was not before you escaped this laboratory unscathed, as a bolt shot down through the window from the roof or area or building across the street down into the floor, right in front of you, Huell. And that is where we will pick up, guys. I'm going to go ahead and ask you what you're doing here. We're not going to roll initiative quite yet. So we'll pick it up with you, Huell. Right. You've discovered this broom. You said the magic words written in Dwarven of fee, and the thing picks up and floats in the middle of the air. This, as you look down, there is a black, barbed, long dart from some sort of crossbow, you believe, at your feet, dug into the floor.
Yeah, Huell dives for cover.
Huell, is that a toxic dart?
It does look like a toxic dart. Toxic dart. He has.
What a sing tainted love.
He's grabbed the broom and dives for cover.
Oh, I dive for cover as well. Instinctively.
What are you doing there, Roscoe?
Yeah, Roscoe's seeing where it came from. Obviously, came through a window or something like that. He's going to move to that window that it came through, like, in cover, like looking around, trying to get a bead on where it came from.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check. As you quickly try to move to the window and glance out without putting yourself at danger.
Sorry, that was nature. 19.
Okay. As you look out, you see nothing really in the windows that you could tell. There's no additional light sources or anything coming from that. Again, remember, this dark purple glow is kind of coming from, at this point, your left side as you look across back in that empty building that you guys came from. You hadn't explored all the way up and onto the roof. You don't see anything in the room because that's pitch black, but you do see against that soft glow something kind of scuttle out of the way atop the roof.
It's on the roof, guys.
So Braso would have ran to the other side of the window and had his crossbow, gotten his crossbow out. It's kind of looking around as well. The roof, you say?
They're running on the roof.
Could be a trap, though.
Is it going to be a half trap again? Don't forget those.
Could be a half trap.
Under a table.
I don't think it's a halfling, but
it could be a second one hiding in that building trying to draw us out.
One of those things again.
Hey, Dave, give me an idea on what Dr. Hill, how he's kind of looking out. Are you trying to get a quick glance, or you actively got your crossbow out and you're looking for a target?
I am going to have the crossbow out, and I'm going to just like half face it to try and look and see if there's a target.
Okay, no problem. At this point, when you kind of gaze out, you don't see anything. Again, you see the same thing that Roscoe saw with the building across the street, kind of empty, and the room's black from what you can tell. And as you kind of look over, you can see just the edge of the next roof up. But the angle that you're at, as you kind of scan it, knowing that Roscoe said it's on the roof, you quickly scan kind of just gently, and you don't see anything up above.
When we came up the stairs before, did they keep going up like roof access, or they end at this level?
There might have been another door or entrance later on through the halls, right, that you guys didn't really explore and go down into. You moved up into the second story of that building because you were hearing scuttling across the street.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You were hearing noise.
I want to circle the wall, keeping my back to the wall to stay kind of away from the window, and then head for the door to see if I can't go investigate, see if there's another way up to see what's going on.
Sure, absolutely. As you kind of peer out in, again, what are you using as a light source?
Oh, crap. That's right. Halfling.
I mean, Huell still has his lantern. 6 hours per oil. So,
and I assume at this point that's that's the only light that's in this place, because if I remember correctly, you guys were trying to, very sneakily, make your way about.
Yeah. He has the lantern shut.
So it's pitch black. The only thing you can really see is you can see almost like a really bright moon when you look outside, kind of casting a small shadow over the yard or landscape. That's really about kind of what it looks outside. Inside the building,
so I won't use any light until I get to the hall, and once I get the door jam into the hall, then I will grab like a torch or something on my back.
Sure. So you kind of look over. You don't see anything. You think, I'm going to go back over and check the other rooms. You move around the corner and you start to strike start to try to strike a torch up. What are the rest of you guys doing? Grindlebrew, you've got probably the best vision here. What are you doing?
I hear a thing on the roof. Can I...
Across the street.
Across the street on the roof. Can I try and locate where on that roof it might be and what it is?
You can certainly give me I'll just take a perception check. Give me a perception check. Now, are you going to go to the window and like look out and make yourself a soft target? Like, how are you doing this? Are you going to go downstairs and look out the window? Or are you going to try to go upstairs?
Will is always hard.
At all times it's a medical condition, which I'm not concerned about.
No,
what I don't tell
visit
you
his
is
GoFundMe.
Definitely be.
What they don't tell you is if it lasts longer than 4 hours, you should be worried. But if it lasts longer than 8 hours, you're in the green. You just go from there. You know, it's a sweet spot.
It's just a 4-hour window.
Yeah, it really is just a window that you got to worry about. Speaking of windows, I'm gonna dive. I'm gonna just like pop my head up from it and then pop down again. And my perception is gonna be a 20, dirty 20.
Okay, so here's the deal. You're going to see this thing. Unfortunately, it has already positioned itself and is aiming back down at you, waiting for something to pop out of this window.
No!
And it is going to take a shot.
It was a trap.
What I tell you.
And it nails directly into the window next to you. Easily, probably, like you kind of like see this start coming off and kind of from the right side, kind of moving back away from the purplish glow a little bit. And it ducks in. You realize, damn, that thing missed by like 4 or 5 feet. It was not a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's a bad shot.
What you notice is some sort of small creature with, it looks like a kind of a long snout, maybe pointed ears. You're not certain.
Yeah. And when you say
that's about all you saw was a little bit of a head, but it was definitely humanoid, absolutely 100% humanoid, and it was very, very small. So probably about the size as the rest of your comrades.
I think it's a halfling.
Oh my god, it was a half trap.
I told you.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna say to everybody, all right, I'm gonna set a half trap of my own. Y'all get ready, and I'm gonna draw its fire.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
And y'all get ready to hit it.
I'll do such a thing.
All right, what are we going to do here?
And we're on the second floor, correct?
You are currently on the second floor. That is correct.
Okay, and is there a and the roof outside this window? What's it like? Is it kind of at an angle, or is it
no? Because
drop straight off.
Yeah, because they don't get rain here. They don't actually have to build terraced roofs, so they can actually have a flat roof. They'll get a very little bit of water coming from any stalactites hanging down, but really very, very minimal water. So they can build it flat.
Okay, well then I'll just do this the different way. I'm just gonna pop up in the window with a dart, and I'm gonna throw it. You spend a key point to take the dodge action. And basically make some noise, like "Come at you, you son of a bitch!" and throw a dart and just try to draw his fire.
Okay, I'm very curious to know exactly how loud you intend to be with your distracting challenge.
Loud enough to be heard from across the street.
And that's it. Exactly, perfectly loud enough to only be heard.
My voice will carry 30 feet, but no further.
You calculate the decibels needed for the distance. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a halfling talent.
We want to. Oh my gosh, Pokey, we appreciate the love. Man. Hopefully everybody's feeling better, buddy. Hopefully, and I want to give a quick shout out to Andrew, man. We appreciate the love, bud. So yeah, you shout out, and what exactly you just shout out? Just kind of like random noises.
I'm just gonna be like, all right, you son of a bitch,
and just kind of like say that, like, so I'm making noise and drawing attention and just throwing a dart across like kind of where I saw it, but
So you see from the roof in the light, you throw this dart out and you can see a humanoid figure, and it's like doing this. It looks like it's looking down. It's not looking at you. As you kind of holler out, it kind of like startles and looks up at you. You cannot make out really what it is as well as Grindlebrew can. His, with the soft glow, he's just got better vision on this thing. However, you hear from another bowstring releasing, coming further over from your left towards the edge, the corner of the roof across the street from you. And I know you took the dodge action here, so this will be a disadvantage. I've got a 17 and a 13. 13's not going to hit, I assume. That's
17 does hit.
Now it'll be a disadvantage here. So this is 13 hit.
Oh no, 13 does not.
Yeah, so it whips over the top, and another dart sticks into the wall. Another bolt, another crossbow bolt. This one much cruder. If you guys can kind of see it, Huell, as you pull the bullseye lantern over to kind of just react over to see what it is that came in here. Much cruder on this one.
Okay.
Now there's two.
And I'll yell that out. There's two of them, at least.
Told you.
At this point, Dr. Hill, you get your torch lit up, and you guys can see kind of this quick little a glow kind of start to emit from the hallway here behind you, kind of pouring into the room a little bit, lighting you guys up a little bit more, but certainly not, lighting up your room around the corner. Dr. Huell, in front of you, you see 3 doors.
3 doors.
One more on the right side and 2 on the left as you go down the hall.
Okay, I will go all the way to the end, to the left.
Yep, so you go down the end to the left, and sure enough, you see a ladder that has been kind of stuck to the edge of the wall with a hatch that goes up into the roof.
I will call behind me, hey, there's a hatch to the roof. We can get up top if we want to.
So you guys hear Dr. Hill kind of hollering back out at you guys.
And then I guess I will put the crossbow away and climb to the hatch. I was just open enough to drop the torch out and drop it down to kind of maybe cause a diversion.
Okay, so you basically okay, I got it. So you go up to the edge of the wall. You see the hatch. It slides open. It's not really anything rusted or anything that's going to give you fits, and so you kind of like peer it out a little bit, and then you just toss the torch out there
and shut the door. Yeah,
you hear thung in the door, like a thump, but it didn't necessarily come from the door. It's nothing sticking through. Huell, Grindlebrew, what are you guys doing during this?
Well, if Roscoe was going to provide a distraction, Huell would have tried to take advantage of that distraction and attack whatever's across the way.
Likewise.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you 2 each kind of an action while Huell's doing this, and then we're going to go into initiative.
All right.
And this will be a sort of theater of the mind situation here as we progress. So, Huell, you can go first, and then we'll follow that up with Grindlebrew.
All right.
So you look over, and you see that second bolt come into the window here, or coming through the window here.
Yeah, Huell kind of like half peeks over the edge and takes out his wand and like shoots a ray of frost across the street. But with an 8, I probably don't hit much.
Yeah, you fire off, and because of the angle of the roof, it's it takes you a second to kind of get your eyes to adjust to this purple glow to see that there is actually something moving over here. And yeah, you fire off high and wide. What about you, Grindlebrew?
I'm going to give him a Sacred Flame. So you can make me... Actually, in fact, I can roll it for you, I think. No, I can't. I told a lie. It's a DC 13 Dexterity saving throw.
I have a... Oh, probably going to pass. Give me a second.
Yep, 13's a save.
Yep, he's there. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a negative. Yeah.
The kind of just manages to dart out the way as Grindlebrew kind of like pops up his fist above, and the ring just appears, glows red hot, fires off into the night, but just manages to dodge it. Damn it!
And you guys sort of hear this kind of like a yippee sound.
Sounds like a halfling.
And now we're gonna go ahead and jump into initiative here. So let me go ahead and roll initiative for everybody. Roll all initiative. That brings us back over to Huell. It's all you, buddy. I know you just went. Go ahead and go.
All right. So my attack doesn't do shit. I'll remind my deviant DM that Huell has never hit with an attack roll yet in this campaign. if the DM wonders why sometimes Huell doesn't do anything in combat. Huell is going to instead coordinate his lantern with whoever's attacking, so that when they're attacking, he's going to open up the hood of it so that it shines into that room, and then after the attack's done, he's going to duck back and close it.
So you're going to shine this into the room across.
Correct. Beam that light from the bullseye lantern into the room across. So I guess I'm readying an action for whenever Roscoe goes to do that, so we can get a good look at this thing.
Okay, now again, I want to remind you that these guys have seen and said things are on the roof, so you guys haven't seen anything across that room yet, because that's the room that you guys were originally in when you were hearing the noise over on this side.
As I understand it, there's one on the roof above us, one on the roof across the street, one in the room across the street. Do I have that correct?
All you know so far is you have seen 2 crossbows bolts come. You've only seen basically 2 different targets.
Gotcha.
And they're both across the street on the roof. One kind of came from the corner that fired off at Roscoe, and another one came further down.
Well, my action will still be the same. I'm waiting to coordinate opening up the lantern to whoever's making the next ranged attack.
Okay, got it. I understand. Roscoe. So you kind of yip over. You see this other crossbow bolt come into the room, and you that's about it. So now you guys are in position here. What do you want to do?
Okay. How far away is that roof from us?
I believe we said it was 15 feet.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to do my Kinsai accuracy for my dart there. And I'm going to pop out, and I'm going to throw a dart at that guy who just tried to hit me.
I want to make sure the video didn't go down here real quick. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So you fire this off.
14.
14 is going to get there. So this was the one on the corner, I believe. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So forgive me here. Guys, go ahead and take a shot if you're playing the Get There game tonight.
Okay. So 11 damage.
11 damage.
Whip a dart across the way.
So you reach out. At this point, Huell, this is when you're going to turn your lantern. It just kind of like you look over at Roscoe, you kind of lock eyes, you give the head nod, you flash over to give him a good target, and you see this thing clear as day. It looks like this little dragonoid-like creature with these bright red glowing eyes back at you that catch in the light here. And it's loading a crossbow, and as you catch it up, it's coming back up here, and it just kind of shrieks back with this loud, shrill noise, and you fire off your dart, catching it right in the bottom of the throat as it reacted poorly, and it falls out of view.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pop back in behind cover and be like, yep, it's kobolds.
Kobolds? What?
Yep.
Oh, shit. That means there's more than just 2 of them. You know that, cuz.
What's a kobold?
It's like a ratty little dragon thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's like a shaved halfling.
I used to get in the stores all the time. You can't put anything with kobolds around. They'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
This brings us over to Grindlebrew.
Can I see these kobolds from out the window?
You can see one, yes, over to the right side.
Okay. And
the one on the corner is no longer visible to you.
Okay. Let's see. So the one that I can see, I'm going to hit with a guiding bolt for 16.
Yeah, that's gonna blast this thing.
And he's kind of like unleashes the fist as though he were punching someone, but there's no one actually there to punch. And from the punch just comes this like it's just like in a like League of Legends or something, or any kind of game like that, where like the fist just like propels itself over towards the kobold. It's like a heat-seeking fist, and just like smacks the guy in the face as soon as he hits it.
Throw me some damage.
Let's see it. That is 11 points of radiant.
So just this big blinding flash as you guys are it's so dark in here to see this guiding bolt kind of light things up. Even with focusing on the bullseye lantern, it really almost dilates your pupils as you see this flare off from your peripheral vision. And again, this thing appears to make contact. You don't even hear a scream or a noise or anything. You just see this thing disappear out of view on the roof.
Nice. Think I got him.
Well done. That's
Dr. Hill.
It's going to be 2 down, like 100 to go.
So the trapdoor, it slides. It doesn't lift.
It lifts up. It's a hatch.
Okay, it lifts as a hatch. Okay. So what I actually want to do is, how big is that space?
I mean, it's designed for a dwarf to go through.
Okay.
So I mean, it's big enough for a dwarf to go through.
So what I want to try and do is kind of crawl up into the hatchway and brace my body against it and use my body to kind of like push forward, but out at the same time. So the hatch is just kind of like laying on my back, with my crossbow. So I'm going to be, putting my weight on my elbows and my shoulders, kind of like army crawl style, but my feet are kind of propped against the jamb.
Okay.
And hopefully no one runs over and stomps on the trapdoor.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you peer out and your roof is bare and empty. I mean, there's really not a lot up here at this point. Okay. And there's a ridge. Now that you can kind of see the roof, the way it's built is there's a little bit of a ridge around it, kind of like a rail, but it's not terribly tall, right? It's not. It would hide you on your stomach or even crouched. But if you stood up, you would peek out over the top.
And how far away is that ledge?
You're 10 feet from it. I mean, you're pretty close. And if you,
I'm going to army crawl with it with the crossbow and the torch, and then when I get to the edge, I'm just going to wave the torch, above that ridge there. I'm going to stay down low. Oh no, that's not what I do, Cody. Cody, I wave the hat above the ridge.
You wave the hat. You're like,
yeah.
And nothing happens.
Oh, okay. So I kind of like raise up, be like, whoop, just to the eyes to peek around.
Give me a perception check as you kind of quickly, you're glancing up and you're trying to spot something across the alleyway again. That's
definitely a thing that I can do, but not very well.
You don't see anything.
All right, so I call down like to the room below in kind of like a hushed tone, but it's all clear. There's nothing up here.
That brings us back around to Huell.
All right. Do you think we got them, cuz? At least these two.
Well, yeah. I mean, kobolds.
Yeah.
Those two probably bred 10 more before they attacked us.
That's true. Huell loosens his sling on his wrist in case he needs it.
Okay. At this point, are you guys still acting quickly to get somewhere or to hunt? Otherwise, we can break combat.
I'll Huell to Roscoe, like, I don't think we should stay here much longer. We should get out of here. I mean, they might have been just two of them. Might have been a third one that went back. So
that's true. We don't need to be here. I agree.
Only a matter of time before we're neck deep in kobold shit.
Oh God, don't remind me of that one time. No.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, let's start moving downstairs.
So
I'll come with you.
Dr. Hill, you're up on the roof. You kind of hear him, hey, all clear. We got a video down here again. I'm seeing on my
apparently
end.
It's happening a bunch.
Yeah, we're sorry about that if you guys are.
I've dropped 0 frames, so I don't think it's an issue on my end.
Maybe it is on my end.
Someone else say
I'm just refreshing and it pops right back.
So maybe a YouTube thing shouldn't be on my end. I'm all in the green. If you
all right, guys, hang tight with us on the technical difficulties. We see it. We're checking things on our end.
I've got no experience of YouTube stuff, so I'm not sure. I literally just use
YouTube, so I mean,
I literally just put in the stream key and I click go and it worked for every other time before this.
Like magic.
Say your prayers.
It's like the Apple of streaming devices. You're like, it just works. I just download the app.
Oh, how?
Yeah, so you guys can kind of reconvene downstairs if you'd like.
All right.
But as you are moving through this abandoned ghost town of a building, you aren't hearing any additional noise.
So where there was that like noise of something moving out there that stopped?
You only heard it when it actually actively tried to engage you. But yes, as you listen, you hear silence.
Well, that's not good.
It's too quiet. I don't like it.
I mean, it does get like that when you're below ground because there's not a lot of birds or things that are going around. So, I mean, I'm kind of used to the silence. For about, 849 years, I just, kind of sat like this in this kind of level of silence. Except for my wife, Doris. There we go. Oh, God.
It's all right.
It always comes back around.
As Dr. Hill moves down to join you guys, the only sound you guys can hear is the crackle of his torch.
All right.
We best get moving then.
We best get moving. Something might be coming through here.
We start heading towards the center there.
All right. I still think traveling through the ruins of this place gives us at least more places to hide if we need it.
I agree.
As opposed to out in the open.
What did you do with the broom?
Huell had it. He grabbed it whenever he jumped into cover. I'm assuming he still has it.
Okay.
Is it
It's a little big to just carry because you're so small.
Okay.
I mean, it's not much bigger for you, right? It's designed for a dwarf, so it's not much bigger. But it's it's a little bulky. If you're carrying the bullseye lantern and the broom, I mean, you're not going to even have room to hold on to a focus.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if we had I don't want to take another break. We could figure out what this thing does, but right now all you need to know is this word right here. And that does something to it. So.
Oh wait, we did just finish a short rest, didn't we?
You did.
Okay.
Also, for you guys on the stream, just so you know, the guys actually leveled up during that short rest. We just did it off screen, so the group is now currently level 4.
Nice. Yeah. He hands it to whoever wants it. Is it big enough for the 3 of us or the 4 of us?
You can fit snugly 3 halflings on it.
Well, that still leaves one down.
If you could find a way.
Oh shit!
If you could find a way. If you could find a way to perhaps, fasten
create a harness for Grindlebrew.
You should cast levitate on Grindlebrew, and we'll tie a rope to him, and then we could pull him around.
Yeah, like a
possibility.
Papoose, like a papoose. Yeah.
You're not even sure what this broom does. You just said the word "fee" and it hovered at about your waist.
Yeah, we don't know what it does yet. What happens if we say it again? Fee.
And it feels much heavier in your hand, like it feels
right.
normal, like a broom.
Well, it does something, but I don't know if now's the time to experiment with it.
I agree with that.
If somebody else can carry it if they want, or the lantern. Actually, never mind. I'm not. It's my lantern.
What does Huell's focus look like?
Huell has a spell component pouch and a slender wand that he uses for his focus items.
Okay, it's pretty easily carried.
Yeah.
So you guys are downstairs, kind of talking about this. You hear no noise. Continuing on, Dr. Hill, are you keeping your torch up or are you dousing it again?
You know what? I'm just going to keep it. I don't like not having a light source of my own down here. I'm starting to get a little wigged out.
Okay, so by my count, we have 3 lights. That is the one that Grindlebrew has cast, I believe, on your focus, on your shield. What'd you cast it on?
I think I cast it on my...
An amulet? Was it an amulet?
You cast one on a dart of mine that I have sheathed.
Yes,
There you
that
go.
might have been it.
Then you also have the torch. Then you also have the bullseye lantern. And then you also have the purple glow that is peeking out from the sword that you guys have. You guys don't hear that sound.
It sounds like a dog.
Hounds.
They're sending the hounds.
More kobolds.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
I say we press forwards, because, I mean, if we stay here, they're just going to come and find us, but with more of them. If we push forwards, we might be able to push through.
Yeah, let's get moving.
And if nobody else, Roscoe will go ahead and take the broom, because all he has is really his sword. So
Yeah.
You guys continue on down, and you kind of move out into the street for just a little bit, trying to get around to the next building, because these buildings aren't connected. You know, you're kind of going from building to building, staying corners, hiding where you can as you creep along. Go ahead and give me everybody in the group. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, please. I know you have lights, but still give me a stealth check. I want to hear how loud you are. We got that natural one.
Pretty loud, actually.
And the natural 20.
Just gotta go real quiet.
So about as average as you can get. Okay, we have a total of 22, 3, 22.
Huell also had adept skill cantrip going, so it's actually a 26 for Huell. Huell's like a ghost. If it wasn't for the giant lantern.
Even the lantern's not making any type of sounds as it swings on your arm. Okay. Who's leading here?
I'll lead.
Okay. And at this point, you should have plenty of light source that you can lead. Are you close to the group, or are you a few steps ahead?
I'm going to be just a few steps ahead.
Okay, we'll call it 10, 15 feet or so.
Yeah.
And then who's bringing up the rear? That is Dr. Huell. So
Will do. Yep.
Go ahead and give me PRUITT. Have Roscoe give me give me an active perception check, please.
Okay, that's going to be a 9.
Okay, so you guys are creeping along, and you are moving ever closer to the purple glowing light. You guys travel about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, maybe even an hour. It's kind of hard to tell the time down here without any sunlight. And even you, Grindlebrew, there's ways that you guys keep track of the time in Vogram underneath. But down here in Permath, it just feels like you're lost in the darkness. And eventually you kind of come to the end of this section of housing or buildings or whatever these particular things were. And you guys can see that you've made it to a large walkway that goes over a sort of chasm. Now, the chasm's not terribly deep. It's really not, or terribly wide, excuse me. It's not terribly wide. It's maybe 25 feet or so. So it's nothing, it's nothing outrageous. But whoever was here previously has constructed several bridges across. And you can't tell how far down this thing goes from the angle you guys are at, because I assume you're still at kind of the edge of the buildings as you come to this kind of opening before you get to the next section of Permath. But it does look to be some sort of pretty significant drop from the light that's casting off of your torch up ahead and dropping down below.
So these are not original construction, the bridges. They're like created by something else.
They are original construction. And the thing about this is it looks like a row. Like it, as you kind of like look down, you can't tell how far down it goes, but these bridges appear to be like, you can see 3 of them just in this, like right here in front of you. And then what looks like maybe one that's been broken, a bit beyond that. So every so often there's another one of these bridges, and they're pretty wide. I'd say they're about 10, 15 feet wide or so.
Awfully exposed on that bridge.
Roscoe looks down at the broom, looks over at Huell.
What are you thinking, cuz?
I don't know. I just kind of want to give it a go.
And Roscoe's going to say the fee or whatever it is. And he'll try to sit on it.
I read a book about this with a witch.
You mount the broom.
I mean, I sit on it. I don't mount it.
You just sit on it sideways, like no, old lady style.
I'm just fucking
your leg over.
Yeah.
So you throw your massive 22-inch leg over the side of this thing, and it holds your weight pretty easily. It almost barely even dips.
And I just kind of like go forward, move, accelerate.
Give me
Andale.
I'm curious here. I'm almost tempted. All right, you know what? I'll tell you, we got a fun check here. Now let's just do an intelligence check because it's boring. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh wow!
I almost called for an animal handling. Yeah,
just kind of like
so you're struggling with it, and it kind of goes forward a little bit and backs a little bit, and eventually it starts to raise off the ground, and you're about 6 feet in the air at this point, and you've moved about 1.5 feet forward, kind of struggling getting your balance.
Huell, I think this thing's broken.
I told you gotta check it out first. You gotta spend some time with it and get to know it.
That's what we're doing. I mean,
well,
what am I supposed to do? Buy it a
difficult to
drink?
do in the middle of an underground city filled with things that want to eat us. Try leaning forward and seeing what happens.
Roscoe just kind of like leans forward.
Oh yeah, and it hurls you like very, very, very fast, and you find yourself within a few inches of the chasm at this point. In a matter of like a couple of seconds, you're just
and just kind of like lean back.
Yep, and you kind of manage it, and you're 45 feet away from the rest of the party.
Holy crap!
And you're lit up like a beacon with this sword glowing.
Be careful there, Roscoe.
Yeah. Ooh, this is gonna go bad.
Flying that's a bad idea. Wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay, well I'll fly back then, and I'll try to I'll just kind of lean and turn as I'm kind of leaning forward and try to steer back towards
much
them.
Easier now, much easier. You're okay. You get it at this point. You're kind of like okay. So you're not terribly smooth with it, but you know, as physically perfect as your body is, it's pretty easy to kind of, you know, maintain your physical stature as you figure out how to maneuver this thing. And in a matter of moments, you even can test it a few feet higher if you'd like, pretty easily.
Cool.
And a banisher of hope for that. What do you call them? Super chats. Donations.
Yeah, banisher. We appreciate the love.
Natural seeker.
Yeah.
I look at that. Oh man, you got the joke before I did. Yep, as I thought about. The number's 3,000.
Make Quidditch happen next episode. Okay, all right. So, like the thought didn't cross my mind when I gave you guys a flying broom. Yeah, Pruitt. Okay. Roscoe's got a pretty good grasp on this at this point.
All right, yeah, guys, I got a good grasp on this wood. So, anybody want to hop on? No? We can get across this chasm.
I will hop on the part where the bristles are, right where it joins. Yeah. And I'm going to try and like stand up, and I will reach forward. I'm not sure what I want to do with this torch. You got the sword kind of lighting things, right?
I mean, the sword is giving off light, yes.
Yeah. Well, while we go across, you want to hold the torch so I can hold a crossbow?
Sure.
All right. So I'll hold the crossbow and put one hand on Roscoe's shoulder. All right, cuz, let's make this happen.
If you're gonna ride standing up on this broom on your very first attempt, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's difficult enough for Dr. Hill.
I watched this
that you're going to be making some checks. I mean, it's uncertain. The point I'm trying to get across is you're uncertain as you get on if you're going to be able to maintain your balance steadily.
Okay.
But you are welcome to try out anything that you would like. David,
I will absolutely try and surf the broom, holding on to Roscoe.
Okay.
Hang on, cuz this thing moves fast.
All right.
What could go wrong?
This is like way different than the idea Huell had.
I'm trained in athletics. I feel good about
kill your players in the Underdark. Insert chasm, give your players a flying broom. Yeah. Okay. So Roscoe, you're directing this thing. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to ferry him across the chasm. How far is it? Not that wide.
It's probably, I would say that all in all, it's 100 feet across from kind of where the buildings, the buildings didn't continue on. So there's a little bit of a space in between each one. The chasm itself is, depending on where you're at in it, somewhere between maybe even 10 all the way to 25 feet wide.
Oh, so it's not that far across it.
No, it's not that far. It's about 25 feet across at the widest point that you can see right now at this part of the city.
Okay. Well, then I'll just try to go across the chasm.
You know what? I'm gonna say that you can do the broom pretty well. Go ahead, Dr. Hill, and give me a dexterity check. Just curious, buddy.
Boom.
There you go. You're able to ride this thing like you have seen in the southern capital of Zai with the horse showman. You are able to get on the back of this thing, and you feel totally and completely comfortable knowing that Roscoe is there to grip onto. And between him, like, kind of being a little nervous about it, just gripping on really tight with that one hand while holding the torch, you guys make it safely across, and you...
At one point, I forget to hold on, and I'm like waving my hat in the air. Woo!
Yeah, that stale wind kind of actually hits you in the face a little bit, and it's a nice.
I let out a halfling war whoop.
Underdart. You guys make it to the other side. Across, as you get closer to the buildings on the other side, you see more buildings that have crumbled. More walkways and bridges and connecting sections up atop. It just looks like another section in the city.
Okay.
Hey, cuz, do you want me to come back and get you?
I'll kind of whisper across the chasm to Huell.
Huell.
And then point to one of the bridges that's like right there.
I mean, you could take the bridge, but...
Yeah, Huell's he's gonna cover his lantern.
Y'all are 100 feet across, so just so you know, Roscoe, you're 100 feet across. If you are communicating, it's...
Oh, okay, so that's what I meant when I said how far across is. I thought you said 25 feet. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are there's like 40 or so feet from the edge of the buildings of just like open terrain. Then there's a 25-foot chasm with a bridge, and then there's more open terrain, and then there's the buildings.
So Huell will wait until he sees the torch and their light on the other side before sending a message to Roscoe. How's everything look over there?
Look around right quick. Don't really see anything, or do I?
You don't notice anything really different. If you want to, do you want to take your broom a little higher so that you can get like a better overview?
Yeah, I'll say
looks clear right now. I'm going to get a better view.
And I'll just kind of like pull the front of the broom up and see if
As you rise and you're looking over, you see a couple of things you see three things that are very apparent to you. One, you see the building way off in the distance still, but you can actually make out the building now. And it appears to be a large tower-like structure that is looking over the rest of the city. And you can kind of see that the city's even kind of been designed around it a little bit, that this section of town is kind of circling that particular building. And you can make it out even from now. And two, there is a ton of devastation over here in the little bit that you can see from that purple glowing light hitting this side of the city. A lot of buildings have been torn down and are crumbled, and walls have been eviscerated.
So
the third thing you see is an enormous, I mean, I can't understate it, an enormous wall that looks out of place and it looks smooth. It just looks like this big wall that kind of fades off into blackness. And you see the wall appearing to breathe. but it is maybe a significant distance away. It's maybe even half a mile from you at this point.
Holy shit, Malachi.
Appreciate the love, Malachi.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it, buddy.
Baby.
Thanks.
I'm not going to be outdone by nobody tonight. Love you guys and keep up the good work. My clinical depression has helped immeasurably because of you guys. Good luck. And guys. Hey, I'm glad we were able to help in any way possible.
Absolutely.
But that also sounds like a challenge to me.
Yeah. Fuck this. I'm going to donate 75. No.
Breathing walls is what I heard.
So when you say this wall goes off in the distance, like where is this wall in relation to us?
You're seeing the side of a large beast. After you study it for a moment, you realize it's fucking breathing.
Ah, so this is the whole too close to the elephant thing.
It's like half a mile away from you. But from the light that you can see, the light that's emitting off, it just looks like a wall. It just looks like a lighter wall because you have the dark stone contrasting against this like kind of lighter gray or skin tone or sun tone smooth wall. You don't see anything other than it looks like it's just curved a little bit, kind of like maybe your character would probably see it kind of like an immense python, but you can only see a few rib cages of it.
Okay. So yeah, Roscoe like got up there and then he's just gonna tilt the broom back down and not move or even breathe, seeing that, and just kind of come back down to the ground.
Braso, did you see that?
Did I see that? Did I see the wall breathing?
No. You didn't see that over here. You're seeing the first few buildings, and they look like they look just like the area you left. You can't really see the ruined buildings a little bit further beyond. You kind of got the bird's eye view there. And so it just looked like you're like, what? Like it looks.
Roscoe, I just see more shitty buildings.
Oh, over there. Look at it. And I'm just
I look where he's talking about.
And I point to it, and I'm like, it's moving.
What? And I like get my crossbow, and I'm like all over the place.
No. I think it's the thing. I think it's Shatilra.
Well, if we kill Shatilra, we like fix all the problems, right?
We died. It was monolithic. We can't attack something like that.
Oh. Maybe we could trick it into one of these caverns.
Or a chasm. Maybe we can trick it into falling down a chasm.
Yeah, like, just like on the farm, we get the pigs to chase us and we make them get stuck.
Oh, yeah, when we get them stuck in the mud. Ooh,
But by mud, let's do it with something like, several 100-foot drop. There's got to be something like that around here.
Well, I mean, I think chasms are the Underdark version of mud. I mean,
I want to give you. I'm going to break immersion here a little bit to give you metagame because I want you to really understand kind of the size of what you've seen here. You're looking at a huge-sized creature or gargantuan-sized creature. This thing is like Godzilla-sized. Like,
right.
It's beyond kind of comprehension how massive it is. Also, you'll notice that the purple light that was kind of giving off a soft glow around the city, it's not catching the backside of that back corner of Permath. It could go on for miles. You don't know. It's kind of into that blackness.
Okay. Yeah, I'll kind of relate that, and
I think we should just try to figure out what this thing is and get out of here before it eats us. It wouldn't even notice it ate us. It would just breathe us in.
What would you guys like to do?
Roscoe is going to slowly, without drawing any attention, try to go back over to Huell and Grindlebrew and quietly relay what he saw.
We're fucked.
Listen, guys, we're truly fucked here. I'm pretty sure I saw Shatilra.
Grindlebrew's like, but also
Say what now?
thanking to Don for that super chat there. Appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you, Don.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Wait, did you say Shatilra? Oh my god. By my blasted braided beard.
You got blades in there?
I do, and I've braided it as well.
Oh.
Braided, blasted beard. That is...
Like a Marvel
wait,
superhero.
blah. I'm lost for words. Roscoe, what did it look like? What did Shatilra look like?
It was like it literally was like a wall. I couldn't even really see it. I just saw the side of it.
You know, cuz I kind of want to look at it now.
kinda
I mean,
wanna
if
see
it's
it
so
too.
big, you probably won't even notice us.
Well, unless we go flying up to it with lights shining, saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm
Yeah, that-
dinner." Just saying. You know me. I'm pretty impetuous.
I feel like killed all of the dwarves, you know, and locked it. That's why we have the big gate and we lock them in there. We shouldn't get any closer. We should probably go back and tell the king, right? Is that what we do? We can't fight this thing, right?
we need to.
Doesn't he already know it's here? Like, he sent us here. Like, they're scared because the gates are open.
I mean, I guess he wanted to know what is going on down here with Shatilra, right?
Yeah, and also
Gave you guys access to this place because of he wanted to know if Shatilra was still down here because they discovered that the doors were open.
That's right.
Also, I want to mention, Roscoe, the black tar that you guys have seen a little bit here as you guys have followed it down. It on the right side as you looked over, you could see that it just looked thicker. It just looked like it had crawled up and over the buildings, and it looked like it had, from the little bit that you could tell. Again, very distracted, purple tower, huge wall, crushed city. But you did notice that black kind of tarry substance seems to be more significant on this portion of Permath.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will mention that also.
I'm just envisioning us running out here. Shakira's still alive as it's chasing us into the dwarf city.
Right.
now,
Now
that could happen, but
this tower you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned everything you saw.
Yep.
Is it nearby where Shatilra's asleep, or
well, I mean, like
could we get to it?
I think we could get to it if we were quiet, but Shatilra was in the distance past it.
I mean,
I see.
I think,
And this purple glow is coming from that tower, yeah?
Yeah.
I think we could probably get to it without waking this thing up, as long as we're quiet like and don't go shining our lights all over the
what if
place.
it's already awake? I mean,
Could already be awake, but how often you see a cockroach or something scuttling around on the floor? They're all around you. You never see them.
I mean, that's as always. Your words of wisdom astound.
yes, that's
It's got to
true.
be
I
small and quiet.
I guess I've never noticed any of the cockroaches that I haven't noticed before, but then I don't
There's
know how
all,
many
they're already
cockroaches I
around
haven't
way over
noticed.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what happens if we can get to the tower with your sword. Purple light and purple light. It's got to mean something.
I guess.
And that's
anyway.
very true.
I mean,
Now,
we've
if,
already come this far, guys.
Okay, but
now, if we're really
maybe
worried about it, I can send Fenris on ahead, and he can make sure the way's clear.
that might be a good
Well,
idea. Or
Yeah, we
is
might-
it possible that you could send Fenris back and say, "Hey, King, you know, Shatilra's
Well,
down
they'd
here."
have to find someone that spoke rat. Maybe there's somebody that speaks rat. Maybe I don't know, but he's not very personable. It's
That
kind
Cargo
of a
does.
yeah. Well, he's kind of a jackass.
Yeah.
Fenris, that is not Gregor.
Maybe we could tie a note to
Yes.
him.
That's very true. It's quite a ways back to the surface,
Well,
yeah.
I'm just thinking that if we die, as we likely are going to, by Shatilra's hand, you know, the king might want to know that Shatilra is down here, and it's not just that we got lost, you know? Or maybe we
That's
could leave
a
a
good
note
point.
or something. I don't know.
That's a good point. Well, I have no problem sending Fenris back. Like I said, I don't usually keep company with him that often just because he is he's a cheat and a scoundrel. So you just have to be careful with him.
Gee, I wonder where you learned that from.
Don't go lecturing me right now, Roscoe.
What? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, because we should probably be all kumbaya like right now because we're probably all gonna die.
That's very true.
We don't want to leave this world on a bad note with each other.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. That was out of order.
But
Huell gives Roscoe a big hug.
You can break it. You can break his apple orchard all you want if we make it out of here alive.
Yeah. So we can prepare a note. Huell will prepare a note to attach to Fenris in case a death note.
Can we teach Fenris to use the broom?
My suicide. It's like my suicide note. So Gregor writes this huge thing to Doris about like how he's never stopped loving her, and if he's died, he dies for her, and if he's done, he's lived for her. It takes him like an hour. The saddest thing about it is that he's had it already written.
He
just transcribes it onto a new note.
On a smaller note.
It takes a full short rest for him to write it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I'd get a key point back.
I can absolutely I can send Fenris on ahead, or I can send him back. I can do both, really.
Why don't you send him ahead while Grindlebrew's writing the note? And then when he gets back, we can send him back with the note.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I still got to be close by for him to be of much use, but I'll take Fenris out of the sling bag where he lazes about and feed him a bit of cheese. Fenris, we need you to go up in these ruins over here. Don't get yourself caught. Don't go pulling any shenanigans or anything. Just tell us what's up ahead and then come on back.
I need okay. So give me Roscoe. Are you still on the broom?
No, I mean I would have gotten off once I came back. I was just standing there.
My understanding is that Grindlebrew and Roscoe and Huell are all over here having a chat, and Dr. Huell is still on the other side of the chasm, kind of all by himself with the torch. Yes.
Wait, did he ever got you got off the broom? I thought you never got off. Never.
Oh yeah, I absolutely got off, and,
no.
and so I'm just gonna kind of like staying ready.
I need you, Roscoe.
Yeah.
What is your AC?
My AC is 16.
Okie dokie. Give me just a second here. Okay, yeah. Well, let me just make sure.
We're being attacked by.
I hate that it tells you what it is. So I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Am I getting attacked by a missile weapon?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Can I not use my deflect missiles, or is it a surprise attack?
You are surprised at the moment.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, advantage on save versus poison. Is this a poison?
This is a poison, sir.
Gee. What is this going to do? Booyah, 17?
Yep, you're absolutely going to save. I need you, Dr. Huell. I have an attack of 15 and an attack of 24.
Well, the 24 is absolutely going to get there.
I imagine if you could please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Versus poison, you said?
Versus poison.
All right, I'm a stout halfling, so we drink poison. Although not this one.
That's what happens. What happens when you brag.
Shit!
We drink poison and it kills us.
Still have resistance if it's damage at least.
Hang tight here. I need. Let's see. Next up is Huell. Sorry, buddy. I have a 10, which doesn't look like it's going to get there, but with the advantage, it brings that to a 23.
23 hits.
Yep. Go and give me that Constitution saving throw. Target DC 13.
That's my advantage.
Against poison.
9.
Okay.
So I'll take half damage.
And finally, Grindlebrew.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'm just seeing if there are no crits there. Okay.
16.
Okay. So we're gonna go down the line here. This will be damage on Roscoe. This will be the damage on Dr. Huell. This will be the damage on Grindlebrew. And this will be the damage on Huell, as all of you guys get thumped. Dr. Huell, you're kind of over there, and you've got your torch out, and you're kind of looking back. You can make out actually a little bit of a faint light across. It actually kind of goes, black, like your vision can't make it all the way, across the entire chasm, but you can see the light over there. She's kind of peeking back over there. You feel a sharp pain in your side, and the lights go out on you. You fall unconscious.
Nice. Do I fall on the torch?
You do not fall on the torch. The last thing that you see is you sort of see you kind of sort of see and hear these 2 feet hitting the ground and kind of walking up super quiet to you. Huell, you feel the sharp pain, and you go night-night. You go to sleep. You're out. Roscoe, you can kind of feel a sharp pain as well as this bolt comes into you from this ambush. You begin to get a little groggy, but you kind of fight it back. Very much aware that you've still kind of got the broom in your hand, thinking that maybe you might want to fly away or something. It's just kind of thoughts going through your head. And then Grindlebrew, you get hit with a crossbow bolt as well.
Straight to the heart.
Now, we will have everybody roll initiative, which I'll do here real quick. That brings us over to roll all initiative. First up is Huell. You're out. Next is going to be the Drow Elite Warriors, which I'm sure you guys have a good idea on what this is. As you get lit up, Roscoe, you just become engulfed in these bright purple flames. It's almost like the same tint and color that this sword was giving off, but it just totally lights you up in this bright fire. And
do we get a save for that?
You do get a save for
Fairy Fire?
For Fairy Fire, yes, you do. And it's a dex saving throw.
Okay, 11. So I'm probably still lit up.
You get lit up, absolutely. And so you get a couple of attacks against you here. Come on now, work with me. Where did this go? I'm so sorry, buddy. Give me 2 seconds here.
I love this. Shot for heart, and you're to blame. Huell gives love a bad name. Well played.
Looks like we have a 26 is going to get there.
Okay, so now that I know I'm being attacked,
yep,
I'm going to do that deflect missile action there.
I think that you can see these as they come in.
Yeah.
I think that you can see these as they come in because you've suddenly been lit up. And you can make out just these few figures floating up above you here near the kind of towards the chasm.
So yeah, one of these bastards that just shot me, I just like reach up and snatch the bolt and just immediately fling it right back at him.
Yep. Is that your attack roll?
No, it's a reaction. I'm going to spend a key point to do a reaction attack as part of my deflect missiles.
Sure.
So I chunk it back at him. Fuck.
And it goes off into the distance there. You don't feel like it connected. Another bolt comes in here. Let me see if I can't do this at advantage to make this thing a little bit easier. There we go. That worked. I've got a 25, which I assume is going to make contact here.
Yeah.
Oh, we.
And for 6 damage, I want to see if you guys... Yeah, go ahead and give me another Constitution saving throw.
Hang on, Cody. You gave me an extra damage there from that last one, so I'm gonna reduce that back down to 13.
I understand.
So Constitution save, you say?
Another Constitution saving throw, please, sir.
14?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have advantage, but I still passed. So
you get absolutely. Another bolt comes down. You throw one back off. You're lit up. You're kind of quickly. Your reflexes are coming back into position here, and another bolt comes sinking down into the top of your hip. But you're able to kind of fight it off, and then that will bring us to one more bolt is going to be shot over here at Grindlebrew. So Grindlebrew, is a 16 going to get there?
Nope.
Yeah. Another arrow comes in, and you get the shield up, thunk. It thunks right into it, and you notice that the arrow looks very much like the arrow that was fired at you guys originally from that rooftop.
Ooh. It's all connected.
Grindlebrew, it's your turn.
Okay, who's down?
I know it says Roscoe, but it's Grindlebrew's turn.
Okay. We've got Dr. Hill is down. Is anyone else down?
All you can see on this side is just the three of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you look over, Roscoe is still kind of got this broom there. He's thrown an arrow back. He's lit up like he's glowing in a hot, bright fire that's not actually hot. And then Huell, as you notice, he's kind of dropping down, and you actually see his bullseye lantern thunk down and fall over to its side and begin to kind of roll a little bit. He doesn't seem to be responding very well.
Okay. And that's Hill, who's rolled down and doesn't seem to be up. Okay. Then... Alright, couple of things. And I can't see any bad guys shooting at me right now.
You actually can.
Okay.
Between your dark vision and the extra light, yes, you can make out four humanoid figures that look like dark elves.
And how far away are they, just for the point of spells?
We'll say 60 feet. We'll say they're within 60 feet to fire.
That is good for me. So I'm going to use my Channel Divinity feature, and Dr. Hill's down. Have I seen anyone else get shot at this point? Has Roscoe got an arrow in him?
I got a couple, and also Huell, who's right there with us, got hit and is down also.
Oh,
he's
Huell's down as well. Oh, shit, okay. In that case, let's do 5 to everyone then. Let's do 5 to Braso, 5 to Huell, 5 to Roscoe, with that 15 total.
You can't. You're nowhere near Braso. You're 100 feet away from him.
100. Oh, you're fucked then, buddy. Yeah, I don't think I can. Yeah, my range is like 30 feet on that, and my longest range heal is 60, and I don't want to move that way. So, also Grindlebrew is a coward, unfortunately. So that'll be 10 for Huell, 5 for Roscoe, and then bonus action, spiritual weapon, 60 feet. I can get my ring to hit the I don't know, the first figure that I see, I guess. I mean, I don't think at this point Grindlebrew is really picking out enemies. I think he just sees the nearest one and just, throws the stuff over there. So it is a 13 to hit.
High and wide.
Yep. Okay. At least the spiritual weapon is up, and it'll keep going each turn. But Grindlebrew's like, "Get behind me!" And he's got his shield up. And
it's giving off this really soft glow. Roscoe, as you kind of look up, the spiritual weapon's giving off this really eerie glow as it's next to these floating drow, kind of lining up, even helping your eyes kind of adjust to where they are. And it's kind of catching their white hair and white bits of cuff around there as well. That brings us back over to Roscoe, or I guess first turn, Roscoe. You're up.
Oh God, we gotta help them out.
What I'm gonna do is move over to Huell and help. I mean, we were all sitting around just talking, right? So he's like right next to us.
He is very close to you. He's 10 feet from you.
Okay.
He's probably 8 feet from you. You know what I'm saying? He's right there.
Shit. Okay. Can you wake him up? I'm just gonna say that right quick to Grindlebrew.
If I get close.
Okay. I'll keep these guys busy. You get to him.
And can I question? I know I just have this broom. Can I use it as a move, or is it a use object and it takes my action to use the broom?
No. I'm gonna say that you can use this as your movement.
Okay. I noticed that it makes me go really fast. So can I get to these people in?
You're not proficient with it yet. So with an intelligence check DC 10, you can get to them in one round smoothly.
Well, no time like the present. Boom.
Absolutely 100% yes.
Okay, so
take a shot.
I'm going to pull the broom up, hop on it, drawing my sword as I zip up towards them, and I'm going to attack one of them with the sword.
Okay. Yeah, slash out at it. I got an AC of 18.
I got a 19 to hit.
19.
So that's going to be 6 damage.
you catch this attacker. He's kind of got this one that's been ducked over by this spiritual weapon that Grindlebrew's, fired up and created up there, kind of floating above you guys off the floor. And you quickly jump on this broom and you just sling yourself up to this, using the momentum to come up and catch him unaware. You cleanly catch him, not very deep, as you slash across. You're not even sure where you connected, and you go past him a little bit. He takes 6 slashing damage, and he needs to make a check. Which he does easily.
And I was also going to kick out with my foot to get an unarmed attack,
you can do
if
it.
possible.
Yes.
So that's going to be a 22 to hit with that.
Absolutely.
And, you had to roll over to a 1.
Take another shot.
5.
Yeah. So you just, again, you rocket up to this guy, you slash over at him, and you kick his leg in, trying to break his kneecap. You feel like you struck, but you didn't feel anything crunch. Huell, you're still, Dr. Hill's passed out. Huell's passed out. These guys get to go again.
Was I too far away from Huell?
No, not really.
Was I too far away from Huell to heal him?
No, we were all talking.
Okay.
No,
Huell's got full health. He's just unconscious.
Yeah, he's just out. He's just sleeping at this point. So these guys are going to fire off a couple more. Now, with these crossbows, you see them kind of like, one is like reloading, the other one's one behind him's reloading. The next one will come up and actually try to like move very, very slowly, almost like he's trying to force that kind of levitate to give him a little bit of sideways movement. And it's pretty slow. He does not seem nearly as agile as you do on this broom, but really he kind of moves up to defend with swords drawn this drow here in front of him. And then another one will take another pop shot. He's finished reloading his crossbow, and he's going to fire down at Grindlebrew.
Come at me.
And you do not have Fairy Fire on you.
Right.
The 25 is going to dig as you're kind of finishing this concentration on this heal. Go ahead and if you're going to take some damage, go ahead and give me that spiritual weapon save, please, sir.
I just roll my con, yeah.
It's a Constitution saving throw, and then follow that up with another Constitution saving throw for the poison.
Nailing it.
You're just saving like a beast over there.
Save on ice. Yep. Oh, I'm wounded though.
That's the end of their turn. 2 of them are reloading. 1 fired off an arrow, and then the other kind of moved up very, very slowly to just take position closer to his ally here, Roscoe. Grindlebrew.
Oh boy. I'm gonna spirit weapon with my bonus action a guy that I got before. Whoever I tried to hit with it before, and also gonna try and hit again.
Yeah, this is the same one that Roscoe's targeting as well.
Okay, that's good. Let's try and focus down something. No.
God damn it.
Nope, that's gonna miss. But that's okay. It's just a bonus action. Okay. Huell's asleep. Roscoe is wounded. Braso is 100 feet away from me.
He is 100 feet away from you. Yes, he is on the other side of the chasm.
Oh, Braso.
But you can see his torch is lower, it seems. You're not sure what's going on over there.
All right, well, I can't get to him and heal on this turn because I can only move 30 feet, or if I dash, it's 60 feet. And that's my action. So let us do a... How far away? No, Roscoe's jumped over, isn't he? So I'm 60 feet away from Roscoe at this point on the brooms. This healing word... Let's cash that in for an action and healing word. Okay, question for Roscoe. Is he looking wounded, or is he looking like he would prefer a shield of faith?
Not getting hit is pretty cool. I'm a little wounded.
All right, that's...
I pop up a shield.
I have an arrow.
All right,
he's
that
got
was
like
enough metagame out of you.
He's got like 4 games, or 4 games. He's got like 4 guys around.
Like, hey man, what should we do here?
Yeah. Roscoe, I gotta do that. Heal that. Is that okay? Okay.
Go for it.
I give him the shield of faith. which is
I'll allow it.
Oh wait, concentration. That's gonna be a problem with my spiritual weapon.
What do we do?
No. Spiritual weapon is duration, not concentration. Okay, so it's fine. Spiritual weapon didn't need to roll for concentration. So, Shield of Faith on Roscoe. Move over towards Braso, and I've done 2 bonus actions to catch him for an action. My turn. So I'm now 70 feet away from Braso. Next turn, I'm gonna heal you, boy.
Are you okay? I'm sorry. I mean this with love, Will Jones. It was very English of you at the end there. So all I got out of that is that you metagamed and then cast a spell on Roscoe.
Yes, that's all I've done. No,
Okay,
no. What I've done is I healing worded Roscoe. Then I did a
Then you did the
Shield of Faith, and then I run over towards Braso.
And Shield of Faith is a cantrip, correct?
Shield of Faith is that's level 1. Oh fuck me! Just do the Shield of Faith and I run.
No. You cast spiritual weapon last round, so using the bonus action to attack is not cast.
That's what I did. I did Shield of Faith as bonus action. Then I did a fuck me. You know what I did? Spiritual weapon. I am so.
Have you played Dungeons and Dragons before? I'm just curious.
1:30 a.m. I will turn the stream around. Goddammit. Bonus action, spiritual weapon. This is why I don't play casters, because it's fucking awful. Then I did Shield of Faith on Roscoe, and then I moved 30 feet towards Dr. Hill.
Okay, what did you do with your what did you do with your action?
I cashed it in. Bonus action, spiritual weapon. I did Shield of Faith, which is a bonus action, but I did that as my action.
You can only cast 2 spells.
I didn't know.
You only cast one spell.
I feel like I said this 5 times.
The spiritual weapon is you make your attack with spiritual weapon. Is what you're saying? Are you that healing word, buddy? I'm trying to figure out.
That never happened. No.
Okay, I understand. Okay,
We need someone.
This is when we made Will Jones snap.
Can I translate for Cody, please?
American. We need an English to American.
Let's start off by being insulting about it. That was very English of you at the end. All right, that brings us up. So you did some things, Roscoe. You're up. Man.
Yo. Okay, so I'm gonna swing back around and throw a few more attacks at this guy.
Where you son of a bitch? Eat steel.
So that's probably gonna be a miss.
Have a little foot.
And 17, that's gonna be a miss.
They both whiff. You're having a hard time kind of like fighting on the broom and getting out of range of those swords. It looks like with that, this figure is much larger than you, and he definitely has reach on you with those weapons. So you're trying to avoid those, and you are unable to land any blows in there. Hill's still asleep. Huell's still asleep. And now the Drow go. As you come in for your attack, you have
Goodbye, cruel world.
a critical.
Oh.
Fuck. I drop out of the sky. What else am I gonna do?
Drop out from existence.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 D6, Cody. Wow.
You fall through the map.
You're only about 50, 60 feet off the air. So, that was the crit, buddy. I'm sorry. You're unconscious.
Uh-huh.
The sword digs into your side, and you can feel your lungs just immediately kind of like collapsing and filling up. Your air just feels like it's just gone from you, and you're beginning to fall. You're beginning to feel that lightweight feeling as you slide off the broom and crash down into the hard stone floor below. The additional damage is going to give you an extra death saving throw fail.
Okay.
The next combatant sees this, and you can hear him kind of talking a little bit up there. And do you speak Undercommon? I'm talking to you, Grindlebrew. You're the only one conscious at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way. No, I don't speak Undercommon. Okay. I spend my bonus action thinking about it, then my move, and I still don't know Undercommon. I'm fucking with you. No, I don't know Undercommon.
You're going to see another bolt come flying at you, followed by another bolt flying at you. The 19's going to hit.
19's a hit.
You're going to take another 6 points of damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 13 or fall unconscious, sir.
Yeah. There it is.
What a better way.
On a 4.
The last thing you see and hear before the lights go out on you is Roscoe falling. And just that sound, that crunch against that hard stone of maybe even some of his bones breaking. Before that sharp pain snaps you back over, looking down, you're grabbing at the soft spot in your armor, trying to pull out this bolt.
Oh, wait, it's poison, right? It's poison.
It's poison.
I do things with that, right?
You have advantage.
Thank you, chat, because I can't fucking play a game. No, it didn't matter either.
Nope.
Also.
And the lights go dim.
I was like, Grindlebrew's falling asleep, and he's like, wait! No. Oh no. I'm gone.
Well, that was it for Harbinger, guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You guys are all unconscious at this point. And the first person to kind of come to here is Dr. Huell. Dr. Huell, you feel somebody shaking on you, shaking you harder and harder to wake you up. And eventually, and you're kind of like, you're so groggy from the poison here, from the attack, and you're so sore. You can feel where that bolt went into you to deliver that poison, and you get splashed with a bit of water. Not a lot, just a little bit.
Oh, my head. Oh, did we go out drinking again, cousins? Oh, no, wait.
You look around and you don't see any buildings. You don't see permath. You don't see the glowing purple light. Instead, you see utter and complete darkness. Except for two little red eyes kind of staring back at you, beaming off of the glow from the purple glowing sword. As your eyes try to adjust, it suddenly kind of fills up with light, and now you are staring face to face with this small lizard-like, draconian-like little creature that's right at eye level with you. And the section of cave that you're in, the section of underground and stone that you're in, is now kind of lit up with this purple glow from the sword. As you kind of turn over, you see 6 dark elves gathered around the sword, and one of them is holding it up, talking to the others in sort of hushed tones. The little creature that has splashed you awake kind of and kind of like moves over. You look down and you realize you've been bandaged up, but really poorly, really poorly. And soon, Huell, you're the next to sort of wake up here. Your wand, your focus, you don't know where it is. Your spell book, you don't know where it is. It's certainly not on you. And you can kind of wake up, and as you look over, you can see all of you eventually kind of get woken up in this manner, one by one, and you're bound and tied up in just kind of this small cave section, maybe a hallway. And you're not even bound up that tightly. You're just bound up with your hands behind your back, and almost like you've just kind of been casually thrown over to the side. Roscoe, you in particular are in really bad shape. You're going to be at 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like you have 2 cracked ribs at the moment. And as you kind of look down to where that sword mark has been, it's been sealed up by some form of, like, something has closed up the wound. but you can still feel like you have 2 cracked ribs, and it's really hard to breathe, and you can't really turn.
We cousins, we all here?
Yeah, I'm here. They're not even paying attention to us. This is kind of insulting.
The first thing Huell would have done is try to reach out to Fenris.
Okay.
Holy.
Because that was like the last thing he did before he got knocked unconscious, was send Fenris out to see what was up.
How far is your range?
It's 100 feet. So Fenris didn't follow us?
You can't feel him.
Hey, what's the meaning of this?
You can kind of see this little creature come over to you, and kind of shove you back down, kind of like banging your head against the back because you can't really fight it very well.
Yeah. Anyone speak Dragonborn?
Roscoe speaks Draconic.
Oh,
Yep.
great. You basically hear this thing say, "Shut up, dirty halfling."
He called you a dirty halfling.
That's rude, isn't it? That is rude.
Yeah.
It's very rude coming from a half a Dragonborn.
Why aren't we dead? I hoped to. I thought we were dead.
Oh, I don't know. They're looking at that the sword. I think they're probably only keeping us alive to find out about it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think there's still time for that.
Good. Oh, I mean, oh
Yeah.
no, that would be bad.
But
We gotta go.
Braso, you're not dirty though. You just need a bath.
At least you're not, and I'll switch over to Draconic. At least you're not a maggot encrusted little dragon piece of shit.
What's he saying?
You see this thing kind of lock eyes with you. You killer! Kill, brother! He won't put you to sleep.
Oh, was
And I'll say back,
was he the guy on the roof that I put a dart through his head? That one? That was your brother?
My brother's so.
Mm.
He's
Hello?
never of Ronin. You shut up.
Well, I mean,
From what you could tell, you have any experience with these? This actually appears to be a female. It kind of has that sharp, that little bit of a sharper tone to it.
okay. Well, I hope he said something nice at the funeral.
That's all in Dragonborn, right?
Yeah.
What does that sound like? No, I'm kidding.
Maybe we can fix Grindlebrew up.
And you see it pick up a club and it hits you upside the head. Not to, it doesn't. You're not going to lose your last.
Oh,
hit point
okay.
there. It's all back in conscious. It's more of a slap more than anything.
Can I?
Okay, I think this one's a girl.
No offense to the ladies out there.
Rarky. These are our guests. And you kind of see one of the drow come over and kind of pull the kobold back a little bit. Do you know why the drow... And he's kind of getting down in your face. Why the drow are such great hunters here in the Underdark? And he's speaking common, not undercommon.
Oh, you can see in the dark. I bet that helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the seeing in the dark.
It is because our eyes do not see color.
Oh,
You
that's
think
kind of
that you hide here and with your little cloaks and pray that you can hide from us, but we can see the heat from your body like a beacon, like a candle in a big cavern.
Well, you can't see my heart because it's cold and dead inside.
You had to remind him.
You just
Now
had to
what?
get him going.
Oh, this isn't going to
Anyhow.
stop anytime soon.
Did 3 halflings and a dwarf, where did you come from?
To answer that question, we have to go back 850 years. So, I think it was the great dwarven philosopher, Bridgny Frostenhammer, who once said that all time is a concept. He starts going on.
We crawled out along the crevices.
Like, you're kind of talking over here on his right side, and as you start to ramble, he kind of just draws a sword and puts it up to your neck, but he's not really breaking eye contact here with Roscoe.
Continues.
You know, I despise dwarves. I really do.
They're really actually kind of nice if you get to know them, but they do tend to go on sometimes.
The problem is that they make terrible slaves. They're so damned stubborn. Not like our poor little Rocky here. Apparently, you killed her brother.
Yeah, I think I put a dart. I think it was right above the Adam's apple. I mean, assuming he was a guy.
See, that's a problem.
Oh.
Because Zolp, well, he was my property. So
okay.
what can I do to someone who has destroyed my property? That was not yours to destroy.
I mean, you could send me a bill. I could get the keepers to cover it, but it'll be an expense. But I mean, I have a stipend. So.
Where did you come from?
There's a chute in the ceiling. We crawled down it.
Yeah, we came from the surface. I mean,
looking for treasure.
King Silverbane sent us. I say very proudly.
Roscoe kind of like look over Grindlebrew.
And turn his head to make eye contact.
I say it like he should be scared. Yeah, he should be scared of King Silverbane that he sent us. You know, like, King Silverbane sent us.
King Silverbane.
Braso just deflates and has given up at this point.
Yeah, Grindlebrew swells with pride.
Send you there. How exactly did he send you?
With great pride and trust. And also, he opened... we found ourselves down here. Like, Grindlebrew starts to think, like, hang on a minute, the Drow are like the sworn enemy of the doors. Like, this is a bad idea.
You see him kind of stand up, of course.
We found a special chute down.
So, if you found a special chute down, you, of course, could take me to this, yes?
Sure.
And he kind of looks back over at you, like he's clearly calling Grindlebrew's bluff, Roscoe, as you're kind of short on breath.
Well, I mean, it's kind of dark. I mean, you know, we have our inferior eyes, so it'd take a while to find it. Besides, I don't even know where we are right now.
True, I don't have a point of reference. If I knew where I was, I could get back there.
He kind of stands up. You see him walk over to the group. One of them hands him the sword. And he holds it up. And he's kind of like looking at it and walking kind of towards you a little bit. And he gets down to crouch down in front of you. Where did this come from?
That came from the Temple of the Blue Rose.
I do not know of such place. Is that here in the Underdark?
It was very dark, but I don't think it was the Underdark. No, we smote the spectral guardians that protected it, and we brought it back. And then some purple light happened. That's about as much as I know. And I'm shooting straight here because I'm a straight shooter. I mean, ask her brother.
Do you know what's interesting about this particular sword? It looks so familiar with its glow. In fact, it looks just like the portal that has been opened here in Permath.
There's a portal? And I'll say to them in halfling, hey guys, there's a portal here.
Oh, well, it looks like we were on the right track then.
Do not speak your halfling tongue in front of me again.
Okay.
And I'm curious about what this sword has to do with suddenly finding the doors to Permath open and this purple portal that has now been opened here at the High Temple. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
I mean, I literally just said that's why we're here. I was here looking at it, trying to figure out what's going on.
He kind of snaps and kind of waves over. You see that parchment, that scroll, that map that you've been carrying. And these places, he points to the other places on the map. The place by the capital city of Zai and the place by Silasisi.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about this?
Well, I once tried to steal a seal in Silasisi, but I didn't get away with it. That's why I became a keeper. And the other place, I don't know. It's the capital. Never been there myself. Don't care much for big folk. They try to step on you.
He kind of stands back up and he comes over to his guards. He talks over a little bit. And he crouches back down here by the dwarf. Dwarf, we have just sent word to Matron Dralis to let her know that the doors to Vargrim have now been opened after 1,300 years.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh, really? And why not?
Well, because us dwarves, we're kind of better than you guys. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but, when it comes to killing a lot of you, it's kind of what we do, Well, you guys are pretty cool nifty down here, but, if you come up into your mountain, you're going to get messed up, I'm just saying this out of, because King Silverbane, he doesn't like you guys very much, and you can see why, because you are a bunch of, I have to say it, knife-eared cunts. So, and that's not my words, that's his words.
At this point, you see him kind of look over and stand up straight, and in walks a taller female drow that is draped in sort of this long clothing. The only real reason that you can even see her step out with her black clothing is because she kind of steps around the corner of the bend in this small passageway cavern that you guys are in. It kind of steps into the purple glowing light here. And you see him immediately turn over and they begin to speak in Undercommon. And she seems to be sort of chastising him a little bit. From what you guys can tell, the body language is really the only thing that gives it away that she is commanding kind of a presence here as well. With her long flowing, along with her long flowing kind of garments here that you guys see, pure black, just blend completely into the darkness. You see a sort of writhing whip on her belt that has been kind of set to the side. And eventually, a drow comes up from the group, kind of off from the other side of the cavern, and he comes up and kind of interrupts them with a short bit of kind of this like frantic burst as he comes up, and he's like, and they both kind of turn over to address him and stop what they're doing. And he looks down at you guys and he begins to sign to them and start using finger speech back and forth to them so that they begin to communicate in silence. You kind of see her and kind of pull over quickly, and he turns and nods. And the next thing you know, the group of drow that were standing kind of over there originally when you guys came to kind of draw their swords, crouch, and disappear around the corner.
Okay. I'm going to be looking over at Huell, and I'm just going to start signing to him. Oh, wait, we're tied up. Never mind.
Yeah, you got your hands behind you. Do you know finger speech?
No, I was just trying to throw him off.
Like, I want to try and test the bonds.
Yeah, when you test the bonds, it's less about them being tied as you guys are kind of unequipped here.
Okay.
And outmanned and outgunned. But you might be able to slip them. I mean, halflings are pretty small.
I will try and slip them, but make it look like I'm still bound.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that too.
That's gonna be pretty tough. It's gonna be pretty tough, but with the distraction here, there's certainly a possibility. Dave, give me 2 checks here. First, give me a dexterity check. Second, give me a stealth check.
All right, so dexterity is a 17.
Okay.
And then we got stealth.
Oh,
21.
You find yourself unbound, and it doesn't appear that anybody noticed.
And I'd have been working on that while they were all gabbing.
Roscoe, give me the same if you're trying to unwind here.
Yeah, just kind of trying to work the bonds free. So it's a 19 dex.
I assume this was during Grindlebrew's all like, this is why you wouldn't want to invade Vagarum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to anyway.
All a bunch of knife-eared cunts.
And, in the kind of frantic, when they both turn their eyes over, that's when you kind of get that last little jolt. If you're holding your hands behind your back, nobody seems to be doing anything, but you are also free.
Okay, I'll just stay there, hands behind the back. Are our feet bound also?
Your feet are not bound.
Okay. And do they have their backs to us?
The two that were the priestess and the guy that was speaking to you do in fact have their backs to you. The third drow that came up and started with the finger speech before the rest were dismissed, he is still facing you, but you're kind of like he's facing this way and you're like down here.
Do they have any visible weapons on their belts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Take a shot. Grindlebrew, what are you doing?
I'm telling them how they're a bunch of knife-eared cunts, basically. And he's being like, he's doing it in that way where it's like, I'm not saying this, but this is clearly how I feel, and I'm just, relaying the message on of intolerance and hatred, but, this is none of what I'm saying, and, you really don't want to come up to, Vogram up there, because, you guys can't actually breathe the air up there, it's real bad for you, because it's got, so many beards in it that, you guys, he, buys into all this, toxic propaganda. It's like elves can't breathe above ground because they don't have any right to be up there, sort of thing.
Huell, what are you doing during this? So Roscoe slipped his restraints.
But Grindlebrew is completely unaware of what his companions are doing at this point.
This entire time, during both the exchange with Roscoe and the exchange with Grindlebrew, Huell is taking the opportunity to drink in as much of his surroundings as possible. Can we get a feel for what the corridor's like? Is the floor filled with debris, or is it swept? What clues can he gain about where they are from just silently observing?
This looks like probably the beginning of a natural kind of cave winding system that has been additionally dug out a little bit here. It's not polished. There's nothing on the floor here to indicate that this was you don't see permath architecture here. There's not the stone road that's continuing on. As far as the actual cavern, you guys are kind of like, I want to give it's kind of like a curving hallway here. So you kind of curve around, and then here's the section. So the priestess stepped out from around the corner into the light. The rest of the drow disappeared around the other corner, along with the kobold is kind of around that corner, but you don't you're not sure how far out they went, or if the kobold they could be literally 15 feet from you on the other side of the corner, or they could have left.
And we don't see our gear anywhere at all, not within sight.
You saw a bag that the kobold had kind of moved over from one section to the other, and he moved it around the corner. But he had also
the direction that they went.
Mm-hmm. But he'd also kind of come back, so it may be very, very close, or he might have taken it with him.
Second thing, do I think I can Misty Step out of my bonds?
Sure. Ooh.
Because I could Misty, if someone was grabbing me, I could Misty Step out of that. It's a verbal only spell, if that matters.
Because I think it's dope, Yes.
And Huell's just going to have that in the back of his mind, and when the time comes, that's how he's going to get out. Otherwise, he's playing the scared halfling prisoner, and I will roll deception if you need me to.
Please.
Yeah, while we're standing there, like I'm gonna try to look at my cousins and kind of look down behind me.
So Roscoe, you're looking around here. You're free, Dr. Hill. You're free, and these 3 drow are the only people near you. Are you waiting until one of them leaves?
I was gonna wait until like I look at Braso and Huell and kind of like look at them and kind of look back behind me, kind of wave my hands.
Huell winks, gives Roscoe a wink,
and just make sure that they know that.
And that's why you should never, ever, ever think about
And yeah, I think the time for actions now. So I'm gonna try. This is what I'm gonna try to do, Cody. I'm gonna try to hop up, pull a dagger or something off one of their belts, and basically like put it to the priest, the drow female's throat. Like I want to take her hostage because they seem to be showing her difference, right? And so she seems to be the one in charge.
If I see Roscoe move, I will roll at her feet, whip the ropes that were around my wrists around her ankles, and I just want to cross them and pull.
So as he goes to put the sword right up to her throat.
Well, no, when I see him move, when I see him moving towards her, I want to try and drop her.
I understand. I understand what you're doing. Okay, so let me think how they would react here, because the 3 of them are talking, and here's what happens. Roscoe, right as you're like you're building the courage, but you're I mean, dude, the ribs hurt so much that it's kind of taking you a second to like, okay, I can get my breath deep enough to try to like do this and fight through this pain. The drow that was doing the finger speech before the rest of them had kind of been talked at and then dismissed, he turns and leaves. You want to make your move?
Yeah, as soon as I see him turn and leave, as soon as he's out the...
Because it looks like the 2 are talking here. You want to make your move now, or do you want to wait?
Now that there's down to 2 and there's 4 of us, and I know that Huell's got tricks up his sleeve. It's what gets him in trouble all the time. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop up. I'm gonna try
too many tricks left.
But yeah, I'm basically just gonna try to hop up and take this bitch hostage.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch her in the face.
All right, so here's what I need you to do. I need you to do this at disadvantage because of your ribs, man. I'm sorry, you were so devastatingly injured.
Okay.
Even if now that you've been healed up to the point where you're no longer dying, this injury is still taking its toll on you. I need you to give me... God, I don't know what I want here. I think I will let you choose. You can either give me a deception check because you're trying to kind of do this to deceive them that you've been tied up and you're going to make this quick little move to make something happen, or you can give me a dexterity check to try to grab the sword first.
Just a straight dexterity check?
A straight dexterity check, and you're going to do the dexterity check at disadvantage.
Well, I'm going to do dexterity because I don't want to do a -1. All right. So 16.
Really? You fight through the pain, you turn, and you grab the sword. I'm going to let you finish things out here in just a second. So this is still kind of all in the first 6-second surprise roundy deal. But I do want to go ahead and trigger over for Dr. Hill since he's free of his bonds. And then we'll go to Huell since he's going to Misty Step.
Okay.
So Dr. Hill, you see Roscoe kind of, you hear this quick little grunt of pain, and he has lurched up and he's successfully pulled a sword from its sheath. And he is standing in between the 2 drow. What would you like to do?
Just like I said, I'm gonna roll at her feet and try and wrap the rope and bring her down.
You roll over. Give me a I'm going to say that you can get there. Give me a. God.
Can I try and assist with this move just by punching her? Like, just jab for her nose. She kind of reels back, sort of thing.
Are you? You're not untied, are you?
No, but I can like headbutt her, right?
You can probably stand up and headbutt the crap out of her. All right. Give me a strength check because I think that you could successfully roll over and wrap that around her, and it's going to be just if you are strong enough on the ground to pull the feet out from underneath of her.
Can I use athletics?
No. I'm not going to give you the athletics. I'm going to give you the pure raw strength because you're going to be on your belly, right?
Well, probably on my back, but yeah.
Okay, you're on the ground. You're prone, right?
Yes, I'm on the ground.
It's just your muscles. Can you pull this down? Can you pull her?
All right, this is a straight die roll. That's a 6.
That's a 6. Okay. You don't know. She might be awful. We'll see here. I'm going to give her that.
No, no, she's not.
Okay, sorry, buddy. And so, all right, so you go and you tug, and you don't really feel anything happening. This is going to bring us back over to Huell here, and I'm going to come back to you, Roscoe, I promise. Huell, what are you doing, bud?
So, we've got a sword at her throat from Roscoe, and attempt to trip her up by whatever. I want to Misty step over to her and take her writhing whip off her belt. Okay. Bonus action, Misty step. I'll spend the rest of my action to grab that whip.
To grab that whip from her hand, or grab that whip from her belt.
Yeah.
You're holding her whip. And you are holding on to that whip. It's still coiled up in your hand, but you've got it.
I'd keep it coiled. I don't know how to use this thing.
You see the 3 snake heads on the end of it begin to and kind of look back up at you.
Yeah, I'll keep it held out at arm's length with my wrist right underneath their heads, or with grip right underneath where their heads are. I know Huell knows how to handle a snake.
Are you trying to grab right behind their heads with that Misty step? I'll let you try to do that. You just got to give me a check.
I don't want to get where they could bite me.
Give me a sleight of hand.
That is.
Give me a sleight of hand that you're trying to do that on the right spot. Before they notice.
15.
Man, you're holding these things close enough that they can't turn and bite you.
If I have movement left, I will move back towards Grindlebrew because your Grindlebrew's still bound, right?
Yeah, he is. Grindlebrew, what are you doing during this kind of surprise?
So, to be clear, Braso tried to get her, but Huell's got the whip now.
The snake whip.
The snake whip.
This is when you the point that you have to make a decision is that Huell has out of his bonds. Dr. Hill is free and trying to roll towards this chick, and Roscoe has just finished pulling the sword out of the sheath.
Okay, at this point, Grindlebrew puffs himself up and is like, "See." Having done none of the work himself. What did I tell you? To the rest of them, stand down. Stand the fuck down. I'm gonna try and intimidate them. We're, hoping to use the fact that we've, the rest of the party have acted here in Grindlebrew's favor.
All right. So
he thinks this is an act of his king.
I will tell you that you can certainly attempt to intimidate, and you make your roll. Yeah, you got to roll a natural 20 to have any effect on anything here.
Fuck it.
Give it to me.
I like those odds.
I know checks don't crit. I don't care. That's what I want to see.
Oh, it's a 4.
There it is.
That's a crit. That's a crit.
That's a Saber Dice crit.
It is about as effective as every other time that we roll that for. So it's just you just stammering, and we're going to finish up with Roscoe. Roscoe, you've pulled the sword out. Now this Drow that you've pulled the sword out, he's actually still holding on to the sword, the glowing purple sword, and the priestess is kind of turned. She's looking down at her feet, and she's not making eye contact with you. On the other side of her is your cousin, who is reaching out for something on her belt. You safely presume that is the whip that you saw her carrying. So she's got somebody on her feet. She's got her whip being held, And you're holding one of the two swords on this particular Drow, though he is also holding the purple sword in his hand. What do you want to do with the last little bit of your movement?
I'm literally like want to move up behind her and put the sword up to her throat and look right at him and be like, "Your move, man."
Yeah, your move.
I mean, that's the last of my move.
Yes, absolutely. You find yourself with a blade pressed deeply against her neck. I'm not going to roll into initiative because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear her say, "Stop." And she's making eye contact with the Drow. "You foolish little wretches. You have no idea what you are doing."
Well, actually, I was trained in the mystic arts with the blade, and so I actually know exactly what I'm doing. But you really did fuck with the wrong halflings today,
And
and
dwarves.
and dwarf. Sorry, excuse me, Grindlebrew. I need to be inclusive there. But and in halfling, I'm going to say to the other people, like, all right, how do we want to play this, guys?
I can get Grendel.
We need to get our stuff.
I think it's beyond that door. The kobold took it with her.
Oh, that bitch.
At this point, the Drow across you starts laughing. "Do it. Kill her." What you talking about?
In halfling, I tell Roscoe, you should just kill her.
In halfling, I say to Huell, ram those snakes into his nuts.
I don't know about any of this.
At this point, he has got this sword, and he was holding it, and he clearly has it in a position now. He's kind of transferred it over hands, and he is like holding the sword to defend himself if he needs to, and he's beginning to reach down to draw the sword on his other hip.
Okay, if he's doing that, then
He's doing it. I mean, he's doing it methodically. Like, he's not like trying to do any jerky movements. He's just kind of like moved over. And
as his hand is moving, I start moving the blade across her throat. Like, the more he moves his hand towards that sword to draw it, I'm matching his movement with my blade across her throat.
And you can hear her begin to like fight and and she's like, and how deep are you going? Are you going superficial or are you killing her?
Oh no.
Let's take this out of context.
I wasn't. No, I'm
How
going.
deep are
I'm
you
going
into her. Is
Yeah.
that really
How deep? I'm gonna go
As you
risk.
scream, as you scream very orgasmically, Cody. How deep are you going?
No, I wasn't kidding. Yeah, I was not kidding, and he's antagonizing me. So I'm sitting here with some cracked ribs. I've had a bad day. I just want a nap and a bath, and so this blade's going across her throat. It's a blade.
She is going to try, and as you kind of dig in, she just instinctively is going to try to push you off. She reaches out a hand towards you. Here's the thing. She goes to push on you, so I'm going to say that she makes contact with you, but she's not going to be able to put a lot of force behind it. The only problem is that you have 2 cracked ribs. So all I need you to do is just make me a Constitution saving throw that she can't tap you away because of the tenderness of your ribs.
17.
She goes to push, and you can feel that sharp pain, but that just kind of get more determined, and he finishes drawing his sword.
Okay, I finished drawing my blade.
And she's like reaching out towards the other Drow.
I'm almost there.
And you can
There it is.
you can hear her death throes here, the gurgles here. She's trying to breathe in again, and she just can't.
Mm-hmm.
And her body thumps down to the floor. At the same time, Huell, the whip in your hand relaxes. And it no longer feels tense.
All right.
And then I'm gonna go try to stab him.
Whose turn is it?
Let's go ahead and go into initiative.
Okay.
Let me roll initiative here for you guys. Roll all initiative. Wonderful. Oh, look, it's his turn. So we have, I mean, it is what it is. We have, why is this still expanded? I cannot unexpand this. All right, so we have, in this sequence, we have the Drow warrior, Roscoe, Braso, Grindlebrew, and Huell. He draws out his blade, and he turns and, like, crouches down in a defensive stance. Roscoe, what are you doing?
I am going to gonna rush at him, faking with the sword, but just gonna throw out a punch,
Okay.
and basically say in halfling, like,
Everybody,
let's get moving. And I'm gonna use a key point to do a patient defense,
Okay.
and then go up and try to punch him.
Give me an attack at disadvantage.
Okay. Give me 2 20s. A 20 and a 7. Oh well.
Too close.
Yeah, with the rib cage, you're just, I mean, just that movement, that adrenaline burst is kicking in, but it you know, it's still just tough. You almost feel like mentally you think you can do more than what you can actually do. Dr. Hill.
All right, so there is the priestess. She's down. Does she have any other weapons on her?
She doesn't have anything else. She just had the whip.
Okay. And how far is Huell from me?
Not very far. I mean, you know,
Do I see?
If
Do
you
I see
stand
that,
up, he's 10 feet from you.
and can I see that the snakeheads have gone limp?
Yeah, give me a quick perception check. You just got to beat a DC 8.
All right.
You'd see it go limp. That's what she said.
I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah.
That's
You
enough.
make it. I mean, it's close, but yeah.
So I am going to give me that Huell, and I take the whip, and I just let loose with the whip into the Drow's face.
Okay, so yes, you have just enough movement to do that. So fire off with a regular whip.
Okay. Totally. I'm gonna do that. And that is a 30-20.
I'm so sorry. Roll that at disadvantage, please, sir.
Okay. That is a 17.
17 is not going to get there. And anybody who's attacking this turn is going to be a disadvantage. I thought I made that clear. I apologize. Yeah, you fire off, and he gets close, and you see him kind of whip up with the sword, and he just kind of deflects it off to the side. Actually knocks one of the snake heads off of the whip.
I don't like them anyway.
That brings us to Grindlebrew.
Question: do I have my ring? Would they have taken my ring?
No, you have it. They did not take it from you.
So I do have my divine focus. That is good because that means I can do spells and things. That is tempting. I can throw up some music if you want. I will, in this case. Let's do it.
No, don't, because it blows out the stream.
I'm going to... I'm going to do Guiding Bolt on the... I can see the guy in front of me, right? I've got a line of sight on this dude.
Absolutely, yes. 100%. He's, like, right there. This thing, this little section of the cave you guys are in is, like, 5 by 6. It's it's not massive.
I gotta smack him with the bro fist of Guiding Bolt.
Yeah, fire it off.
Oh! I thought it was an 18 for a second. It's 13.
Yeah, he quickly ducks under it and slides a little bit. Huell, that brings us to you.
Right. So Huell is going. Grindlebrew is operational. Braso has the snake whip. Roscoe's trying to attack. Gosh, this guy needs to go down. Huell helps Roscoe in melee. He's just gonna try to tackle this guy's legs and keep him occupied.
Okay, so you're gonna just try to tackle this guy.
I'm giving my help action to Roscoe.
Okay, I got you. That brings us over to the Drow. So what he does is he kind of sidesteps over here to you with that last attack as he kind of fins off. And so he's going to make an attack at you with this sword here, Roscoe, because you're the only one that's really attacking him with this weapon. Oh, it's a critical. So here's what he does.
It was a disadvantage, though, right? Because patient defense.
Dude, I'm on patient defense.
I don't know why it did that. It actually rolled that at advantage. Let me just re-roll that. It literally rolled at advantage. So let me do that one more time here.
I was like, you rolled 2 20s? Fuck.
Why is it? It's still rolling at advantage, but I don't have advantage clicked.
And it's only, yeah.
And also my AC is 18.
Let me just do this one more time. And if not, then we're going to do this a different way. Okay, so that's the first roll, a 9.
So you missed.
Yeah, so the first one's going to miss. He's going to come in with the second sword, and I'm just going to do it this way. There's one roll. There's the second roll, a 9 plus 7, 16. Is the 16 going to get there?
AC is 18 this round.
AC is 18. He's going to kind of get there. So what he's going to do is he's going to slash over at you once with the top. You duck that easily. He comes back in with the other sword, and you easily sidestep it. And at that point, he turns the sword and flips it and grabs it on the glowing purple side and extends it out to you. That brings you to you, Roscoe. Brings you to you. That brings us to you, Roscoe. He's holding the sword out to you.
He's presenting me with the sword?
He's holding it by the blade and holding it out to you.
Okay. Well,
oldest trick in the book.
It is the oldest trick in the book. I'm not falling for it. And I'm going to use the distraction that Huell provided. And I'm going to attack this guy with the sword that I have.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's at advantage. Why didn't it roll at advantage? Oh, it did? Oh, okay. 18 to hit.
You have advantage and disadvantage in 18 normal. 18 actually gets there.
Wait, did I have disadvantage?
It says advantage and disadvantage from the ribs, I'm guessing. So regardless, it rolled 1 die. It didn't drop anything, which is what should have happened. It's correct.
Oh, so I'm at disadvantage for the ribs also?
You are attacking you're doing anything physical right now at disadvantage.
Gotcha. Okay, whatever.
You have 1 hit point and 2 cracked ribs.
All right, so he takes 5 from that.
Okay. So yeah, he extends this thing out, and you're just like, whatever. You kind of knock it to the side and come in here and land 2 blows on him. Go ahead and roll damage on that second one as well there. As you follow that up with an elbow, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna stab him and then do an elbow to his hip. Try to hit that pressure point. 2 inches below the hip.
Kind of tucked down. But he's still holding the other sword by the blade. Braso, what are you doing, buddy? Mute.
I will unmute myself. I want to try and disarm him.
Okay.
From the weapon he's not holding by the blade. So I guess that's just a athletics check, right?
Yeah, I think it's a contested check if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so we'll see. Let loose with the whip, try and get it out, knock it out of his hand. It's only 12.
Let's see here real quick what his additional ability is. And yeah, nothing. He drops the sword. Oh, I'm sorry. Time out. I just rolled that on the kobold, and I'm looking at the kobold here. So it might not be anything. It was a 9 plus. Oh shit! Yeah, he gets plus 7. Yeah, he totally holds on to it still. Sorry, buddy. DM fault. 9 plus 7 gets there. So yeah, you go to disarm him. You step up, and he kind of just like sees you and kind of like turns over and like pulls the sword back a little bit out of reach of your short arms. Anything else you want to do?
Just circle around.
Grindlebrew.
Oh, I don't like any of this. I'm gonna try him another guiding bolt. I'm upset, and I want to use my guiding bolt, and I want to hit once this session, and actually this whole campaign with a guiding bolt. I don't think I've hit yet with it. I know I did earlier. I take it all back.
That's what I felt like in glory.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Fire it off.
There it is. Dirty 20. 4. 13. The next attack roll against him has advantage.
Yeah, so you see him, he's kind of trying to hold this blade out to Roscoe, and Roscoe just instinctively deflects over to the side, comes in, slashes, follows it up with an elbow. Dr. Hill is trying to reach out and disarm him. He pulls that away, but he's kind of like off guard, and so he doesn't even see you preparing and focusing, and nor does he expect you to blast him with magic here, thinking that everybody's been disarmed. And so, yeah, you just blast him cleanly in the side of the chest and kind of like knock him back a little bit with a flash of bright light here in this dark cave section. You want to move?
I moved to follow Roscoe.
Got it. That brings us over to Huell. What are you doing?
Well, let's see. So Braso and Roscoe are within melee of it, yes?
Yes.
Do I have that right?
Yes.
Then Huell is going to disengage and is going to back out of the melee there, and he's going to make a move towards where he thinks the pack is, maybe another 10 feet or so. So I want to stay within sight of the fight, but also want to see if I can't catch a glimpse of the pack maybe just up ahead.
Yeah, so it'll take you a few more feet than 10 feet, but yes, in essence, you can kind of like back up, and you're trying to like focus, and you kind of cut back around and kind of peer around the corner, and yeah, you can actually see a sack sitting there. The problem is that coming out of the sack is a kobold, kind of like as he's been digging into the sack, he's kind of coming up, or she is, excuse me. And she is holding a short sword and kind of turning and making eye contact with you.
All right. That's my business. I don't think I have a bonus action. I don't have a bonus action.
That brings us over to the warrior. And the warrior is kind of frustrated at this point. He flips the sword back around, and he tries to smash you in the side of the head, Roscoe, with the pummel. And so he is going to lash out at you here. Regular, nothing disadvantage or anything like that, right? Okay. That still roll. I don't know why it's rolling advantage. It must be something on your character here that you must have a status that's doing that. Give me a second here. Let me roll this.
Yeah, it's listed as Roscoe as being unconscious. It's the same thing that happens anytime one of us goes,
I'm still
goes to zero.
Okay, let me see if I can go into the status here and delete this. Okay, now let's try to attack you. I just want to attack my players. That's all I want to do. Yeah, is 23 going to get there?
Yeah. And then some.
Yeah, and so he comes up and, he just cleans your clock. You're out.
Okay, I drop down.
Yeah, you're out like a light. He did non-lethal damage, so you're unconscious again. I wonder if I can throw damage at you and it's going to bring you back down to unconscious. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no, that was another attack. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Okay, so yeah, you're back to unconscious. That brings us over to this little kobold who is going to charge over at you, Huell. So let me slap this kobold here.
How long have we been? Well, does Huell know if his mage armor is still protecting him?
Yes, it is still protecting you. It is still up.
AC 15 then.
Yeah, the 22 is going to get there. And she's going to slice into you for 4 points of damage, as you kind of were like, okay, I didn't hear anything. The other guys are gone. We killed her. Where's the pack? And then the kobold is coming up and charging down the corridor at you. That brings us over to Roscoe, which I guess is automatically doing that. Don't just ignore that. You're not going to die. You're not dying. You're stable. He knocked you out.
Cool.
And Dr. Hill. Roscoe just went down from the pummel of this thing, but not the blade.
So no one has attacked him yet since he got hit by that guiding bolt, right?
Nobody has attacked him since he's been hit by the guiding bolt.
All right, I am just going to make an attack at him then. With the snake-headed whip. And hopefully we can get something going on. All right, a 21.
Why is that at advantage?
Guiding bolt?
Guiding bolt.
Oh, duh. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
did first.
absolutely. 21. Yeah. You absolutely lash out and he gives this loud crack here in this small cave section. You slash across his back for 4 damage. And he kind of turns and eyes you. Do you want to move?
Yeah, I'm going to no. I'm going to step over top of Roscoe and put myself in between the two of them.
Okay, you can't quite do that. Based on the spacing here, he's literally right next to Roscoe. You can be right kind of next to them trying to get in between them. But unless you want to literally just straddle over him, but then you're not going to be terribly unbalanced.
All right. I will straddle over top of him and be unbalanced.
Okay. Grindlebrew.
I see Roscoe go down, correct?
You do.
Can I
He did not take a slash of the sword. It looks like the guy that he'd flipped the sword over and tried to hand it out to him. He got in there and did his attacks. He flipped the sword back over, grabbed the pommel, and just hit him with that. He didn't even attack with the second sword.
Okay. Roscoe, no! And I can get to him, right, because I did say I was moving closer to him last turn. So if I can touch him, I will I'll pump a Cure Wounds into him.
Okay.
For my
you
action.
can get you can get all the way to him if you want.
Do it. 13 points of healing in total.
Nice.
And that is pretty much it. The move and the heal into Roscoe, just kind of picking him back up again, and the ring pumps into the wound where he got pummeled into the back of his head. Looks up at the guy. You shouldn't hit people. This is why no one likes yours, people.
Absolutely. All right, so
hey, Roscoe.
I'm just trying to see something here. Okay, perfect. At this point, this brings us to Huell. Huell, you're up.
Well, let's see. He's got a kobold on him that is slashing out at him, and a fight behind him that nobody's going to come to help
very
him.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's going to fight this kobold. He doesn't have any weapons. That depends. Did they find his boot dagger?
No, they did not.
All right, then he draws his boot dagger, and he's going to knife fight this kobold.
Go, wizard, go.
Here we go.
This is where you start dropping crits.
Go, wizard.
Yeah, that'd be
go.
nice. 19 to hit.
Yeah, roll damage.
All right, that's 3 damage on that kobold.
So it comes over to you. Slash! And he's just slashing it.
He just like.
You guys are going to end up like rolling and tumbling on the floor. All right. At this point, it's Kobold's turn. He or she is going to attack you.
AC 15.
I got to make sure I'm dropping this on the right one. So everybody's got portraits that look almost the damn same. Yeah, it's gonna miss. And so, yeah, it's gonna miss. That brings us to the Drow warrior. At this point, you hear the Drow in common say, "Enough!" And everything goes black. Total and complete, utter black. No light, do not pass go, do not see a damn thing, black. Not even the light coming off the sword is visible to you guys any longer. Roscoe, as that healing energies from Grindlebrew pour into your body, What would you like to do?
Well, I look up and don't see anything. And so I'm going to try to stand up and take a swipe where the guy was.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
You got halfling nuts right in your face because I'm standing over top of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Dr. Braso feels awkward as Roscoe stands up and kind of shoulders him out of the way.
Oh, easy, cousin.
Yeah. Go for it. So you stand up and you're going to try to make your attack.
So I'll make it with disadvantage.
Oh, nice.
Rolled a 19 and a 20. So I'll take that
my
19.
goodness gracious.
Stunning strike.
Boom. I can't wait to get there. So the Drow takes a further 13.
You stand up and just you can't see a damn thing. You feel Dr. Hill kind of like and he kind of and you're just like and you slash out wildly, and you feel your sword cutting into something, and you actually feel a warm spray hit your face.
Wow. It's been a while since that's happened with the lights out. So I'm gonna try to. Does it sound like?
What are you doing with the lights out, man?
No. So much no.
So anyway, I'm going to try to where my sword found purchase, follow in with like just a strike with my fist.
Yeah, roll it
with disadvantage.
Oh my god!
As I think back to the many days of Master Murik and his he would keep me blindfolded while training. It all comes rushing back to me, and I follow that up with a strike to the nuts for 6 more damage.
You're like the lady ninja from G.I. Joe.
You are merely visiting the darkness. I was born into it.
Oh, nice to see you, Mr. Batman.
So, yeah, absolutely. You hear another crunch, and kind of grunt that he wasn't expecting. As you were viciously lashing out at him, Dr. Hill.
I will lash out in the direction I hear all this grunting going on.
You got him, cuz.
Yeah, do we knock this darkness loose on him?
I'm about to check it right now here. I'm about to check it right now. The lights come back on.
Oh, so that attack shouldn't have been at disadvantage, right?
The attack should not have been at disadvantage. Give me another roll here, Dr. Hill.
All right, let's see. It doesn't matter.
That brings us. Oh, do you want to move?
No, I'm going to stay right around here. I'll just circle him to flank.
Okay, so yeah, I'll let you move over to the side. You're kind of trying to position to get behind him, and that will give you guys a +1.
We've got you surrounded.
And the +1 will go to who do you want to give it to? Who do you want to get on the other side of?
Roscoe.
Sorry, Grindlebrew. Grindlebrew, it's your turn.
What can I see?
You can see suddenly, as you have like healed, gone down to like bring Roscoe back to life, and you can feel that kind of magical energy is flowing back into you. You know that it's working. The lights have gone out, and since you like the lights come back on, you see
everyone's naked.
You see Roscoe. Roscoe is like cut this guy, like punched,
Whoa.
He's like right up on him. He's no longer prone on the ground, and you see this warrior kind of stunned here a little bit.
Well, if he's stunned, like I'd stun him some more. Let's stick with it. This is tried and true. It's 2nd level now. Guiding bolt.
Oh,
18. This is an
Roll damage, please.
I believe that gets there.
extra d6, so 20 points of radiant.
Holy shit.
An advantage if he's still alive.
Huell, in the middle of your West Side Story knife fight that's going on between the halflings and the kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
This is first off. This is not the first knife fight Huell's been in. Second off, what do I roll?
Ba-dum-ba.
That's critical, ladies and gentlemen.
Called it.
Oh my gosh!
7 damage to the kobold with Huell's knife.
Don't fuck with halflings, Cody.
Jim Davis, please describe your killing blow, sir.
So Huell hasn't spent all this time around Roscoe not watching him, and she takes a swipe with her short sword. Huell ducks under and just finds her armpit and just and stabs into her rib cage as many times as his little halfling arms can propel his knife. And then he's gonna he's watching the direction that they came from, assuming he's gonna have to.
The bag is 10 feet in front of you.
Okay. I'm done.
The corridor around the light isn't catching or reflecting really, so it's just blackness.
Okay. I'm done.
Kobold, let's delete this token. This brings us over to the elite warrior here. He turns to you, Grindlebrew. And he lashes out with a sort of hatred and snarl in his face at this point. He raises the sword and comes down quickly with a set of attacks. So that is going to be a 14.
Nope.
And an 11.
Nope.
As he just... and he's getting frustrated at this point. And he seems to be a bit slower. You bring the shield up, knock one over, you knock the other sword to the side. Roscoe.
First off, thanks,
thank you, John.
Thanks,
John, we appreciate the love.
So he's got a little guiding bolt action on him, right?
He's got a little guiding bolt action on him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a swipe at this with this sword of his here. Wait, it did that thing again. It gave me advantage, disadvantage. I'm just going to roll it again.
You're still unconscious.
Yeah, okay, it's cleared.
Okay, well, that's 17. Oh, but we're flanking, so that makes it an 18.
Okay, and is that with just one attack weapon? Okay, so
that was one attack.
Yeah, it's going to parry this thing to the side. You can make another attack if you'd like.
Are you just inventing rules now, Cody?
Look it up, buddy.
Parry. It's a parry. Come on, Mr. Battlemaster.
It's a parry.
Oh, I'm just and then actually I'm going to go ahead and use my last key point and do a flurry of blows here, sensing this guy is near the end of his rope, and that's going to be a miss, and that just didn't land on the thing. 24 to hit.
And the 24. Yeah, so he parries aside one, you get in range of him, and you deliver another vicious blow.
Yeah, and then punch him right on the inside of the thigh, like right in that vein.
I would say that it gets there. Take a shot. Dr. Huell.
All right. I'm going to try this faulty whip one more time.
You crack it off.
It's at 18.
It cannot use its reaction. And you slice into his back.
Oh, never mind.
For another 4.
Another 4 damage.
Whittling him down.
I was gonna say, about now that I think about it, you should have rolled a die and added your dexterity for the parry to reduce damage. But
it's a different mechanic.
Yeah, it's different.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's just 3 to AC, buddy.
Okay.
You should watch that.
Are you questioning the Dungeon Master?
Well, he said Battlemaster, and so I immediately started thinking about my Battlemaster, and that's the way parry works for Battlemaster. So.
No, I mean, I can add 3 to an AC against an attack. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, you slash out at him, Dr. Huell. And I assume you don't want to move, correct?
No, I'm gonna stay right where I'm at.
Grindlebrew, you guys are turning the tide here.
I feel it. Well, don't want to do that. I'm gonna go in my warhammer. It's been too long since I bashed in a skull, so I'm gonna get towards the one that's closest. Who's closest to me right now?
As far as I'm concerned, the way that this has been set up is that you have Roscoe and Dr. Hill kind of flanking this Drow, and you're like right there next to them.
I'm getting right in on that Drow knife-eared bastard. 14 to hit.
Yeah, you go in, and this Drow is still viciously with his two swords working his feet around, and you're unable to land that warhammer.
Yeah, it's all like all rage, 0 skill at this point, and just tries to hit him.
Is that all?
Yep. Maybe nope.
Huell, what would you like to do, buddy?
Cast Mage Hand and bring our gear back to us.
Yeah, you have the gear back over.
Okay.
Including sticking out of the top from this like kind of bag here, the broom. Fee is in there as well.
Nice. I'll grab a hold of that. We might need that. We might need to make a hasty retreat. Actually, if I have any action left, I might start constructing a loop out of my rope to go around the broom. You know, like
you begin. Yeah, you begin on that. Yeah, you're like, got the rope. Great. Here's my plan, and you begin to tie that off. That brings us back to the warrior, and he is going to lash out at you twice again, Grindlebrew. Is the 16 going to hit?
Sure isn't. Wait. Good question. Do I have my armor and shield? I've been saying that I have, but
you do not have your shield. No, you still have your armor on, but you do not have your shield. Your shield's in the back.
Shield's +2, so that takes me down to a 16.
Okay, so he's going to hit you twice here with these attacks.
I am down.
And he's going to deal 14 points of... Why is that rolling? 1 second here, buddy. 1 second here.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I've got this.
I'll think about dying.
Okay, yeah, and the next one would just be the long sword, so that's not a change here. So the 14 is going to hit you, and or the first lash out is going to dig into you. Do you take a reduction in damage from poison?
I am resistant to poison, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have that.
Yeah, we all are.
So yeah, you're going to take a total of
10.
7. No, 10? Oh, yeah,
yes,
yep. 11. You're going to take 11 because that first die is
okay,
just
shit. How much was I on before? I just did it.
You're going to take 11 instead of 14.
I was on 24, so I'm on 2 hit points.
That doesn't sound right.
Yes.
Yeah, half of 9 is 4.
Yeah.
You're going to take 9 points of damage.
Okay, 9 points. I was on 24.
4, 4,
9,
1, 9.
So I'm on 3 hit points.
Okay, so you're still up. So the second one is going to lash in, and it's just a long sword. I think it's a 1d10 if I'm not mistaken, and that's only going to deal 1 plus.
Ooh. Attention.
1 plus 1. It deals 2 points of damage.
Hey, 1 hit point.
Roscoe.
This guy's still up.
Oh my god.
This guy is still up, and he's still fighting viciously.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take another swipe at him. It's an 18 to hit with the sword.
Yeah, he's gonna parry that.
And
he
then
comes back in, sees you.
That's a 19 to hit with the fist.
Again, you get in too close for him to really do anything with.
And hit him right in the solar plexus.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Absolutely. So you come in and crush him. Dr. Hill. Getting on the last.
Why won't you die already, you fucker?
It's got a lot of life.
Man. I'm glad your companions went far, far away.
Oh, look at that. With a
Bring
whip.
him down. Bring him
is.
down, cuz.
Bring him down.
Baby, finally. 10 more.
Don't you dare.
I just can't even believe it's just getting so old hat at this point. Dr. Hill, please describe your killing blow.
I am the expert kill steal of this campaign.
with the crit on the whip again.
So what happens is I lash out and the whip uncoils and wraps around his neck. And I don't know if they animate or if it's just the way they hit, but the snake heads just kind of like sink into him. And it just like totally like pulls his head off. Like total like, you know, tops. It's one of those spin top styles.
And that breaks combat.
Oh, jeez.
The adrenaline is still pumping through your bodies. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna pick up Lawbringer.
Yeah, pick up a.
Go
Yeah,
find,
I kick the
go.
gear to the rest of the party.
You guys gear up. You have two options: left or right or left.
The drow and the kobold went down the right tunnel, right?
The other drow went left.
I think we should go right, not follow after this other guy here.
Agreed.
I don't want to go chasing no drow.
No.
Yeah, I think we should get the hell out of here.
Tough. We gotta warn Silverbeard.
Silverbeard, but yeah.
Huell is like fashioning a sling basically so that a fourth person can ride on the broom. We had no idea what's up ahead. We might need to get out of here in a hurry.
Right now, you guys are lit up from the sword. That's the current source of light.
Okay.
It's a purple glow. It's like a soft pinkish purple glow.
Okay.
All along the cave walls.
We did learn something. The drow, he said a portal opened.
Yeah, he did
It's
say a portal
opened. It might be easier to get to that portal than to get through the city.
He's probably gone back to the portal, so we should follow him, maybe.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
You can, as you're kind of fashioning this, Jim Davis, you can see your little companion here. Kind of, you can feel him start to get into range.
Okay. It
feels like he is coming from the right side.
Okay. I will send him a telepathic message to hurry along. We're up ahead. And you know what's back that way, Fenris.
I want to use Cure Wounds on Grindlebrew.
Oh.
There's
feeling pretty woozy, I have to say.
What is that? That is 6. And I'm actually just gonna give you another one.
Oh.
And that's another 7.
Oh.
And I have one more left, Grindlebrew or Roscoe.
I mean, I'm pretty hurt, but I don't know how bad off Grindlebrew is.
You should take it, Roscoe. I take less hits than you.
The vibe you're getting, Jim, is that just back in big room.
8 to Roscoe.
It's kind of the vibe you're getting back.
Back in big room.
All right,
Could be we're in a side tunnel. They couldn't have taken us that far. I agree. My magic armor still protected me, so
all right.
We hadn't gone that far.
When you say big room, is he talking about the cavern, maybe?
Probably talking about that cavern. Fenris, get on up here and see what's up ahead.
Sure. Yeah, basically what you gather from this is that it's literally like you guys realize that you've probably been dumped into like a small offshoot from that main city of Permath. And so you've kind of been taken into this side tunnel here.
All right.
And that will continue back into where Permath is. The problem is that it is much, 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 much further to the left. You don't really know the directions as you guys have wound down here. But that big, long, dark side, much further up ahead where you guys saw Shurtilra. So you basically have the tower, and this side was kind of lit up, and you guys went into the darkness over here, closer towards the Shurtilra side, if that makes sense.
Shurtilra.
And at this point, if you guys continue on, it's really not very far, and you're going to find yourselves back in that main city of Permath. But as you're kind of gathering and healing up and trying to rig some of the broom here to kind of maybe potentially carry you, Huell, you guys can hear that. And it's much, much longer on how long the sound was this time.
All right.
And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Ooh.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think it's sleeping.
Could be sleep. Could be snoring.
I was going to say, yeah, definitely a monster snore.
Really long snore. Shatilra's like, whoa, that was a good nap. Oh, man. Well, my friends, that's what we're going to end tonight's episode of Save or Dice. Do you want to do another thank you to our sponsors, Fancy Grounds and Dungeon Painter Studio, for making today's game possible. That was some pretty lucky and some pretty unlucky rolls today. So
beautiful.
A pretty epic 4, I have to say, which I claim ownership of today. So that was fun. Anything you guys want to say before we jump out here?
I got nothing myself.
Say nerdy.
To all of you guys joining us, man, we really appreciate it. It makes the game so much damn fun. So, so thank you guys for all the support, and to all the super chats. That's fantastic, guys. We really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the show.
Yeah, and everyone donating. Thank you. It's awesome.
And thanks for watching. Hey, if any of you people are my noon Eastern time hangout people, tomorrow we're pushing back an hour, so we'll be doing the live chat a little later.
Cool. Oh yeah, Friday you can catch me talking to Doug from Fantasy Grounds. Same time.
I think that's the 20th, isn't it?
That is, I
thought
think,
it was the 20th.
13th. I think.
Well, there is one the 20th, but he's doing it every Friday, so maybe he's just got.
Are you on? Are you talking about the email?
I am on this Friday.
You're on this Friday, so you're not going to be on the 20th?
I don't know. I might be. I mean,
Okay.
I'll see how.
Never mind then.
You know, maybe I'll be there. Maybe I'm not. You know, I'm an enigma. Some days I'm there. Some days I'm not. Rockstar. You know,
just how far ahead is England from?
Yeah, there's a time zone difference. Is a big one. It's not 5 hours. It's 5 days. But yes. Other than that, guys. Stay nerdy. Good night,
we love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, later. Cody loves all your faces.
Tune in next week for the TPK.
Oh, yeah.